They already made a sequel. It's thick.
Mega, how are you starting these at like I don't know if it's the best time or the worst time.
Wait. Oh, you're starting? Oh no.
I unmuted.
We opened up on the sequel is thick.
Yes, that's what we opened up with.
The sequel's thick. That's a good description of this game.
That's
the
it.
sequel.
That's all. We're just going right in. That's
Yeah,
it.
guys.
There's
Yes.
nothing other than that.
Episode 3, The Return of the Great Departed Soul.
The return of the thick.
The grand end of the century great exhibition of London. Surely there is not a soul who has failed to hear of it.
Oh yeah, we finished the case last time. Oh yeah.
Endless
Yeah.
works
Yeah.
of culture and industry from every corner of the globe had converged on Hyde Park, welcoming over 50 million visitors. The last great hurrah of this century. Astonished
Sorry,
by
I
the
had a
rising
jump scare.
people of all nations, and ended on a note
This just
of
in, everybody.
resounding
Mega had a jump
success.
scare from the intro.
There was like a loud static
Yeah.
noise in my ear. I don't know if that was from my headphones or if that was from the broadcast, but it scared me.
Where my friend Mr. Herlock Sholmes had a hand in unraveling the matter. For from the shadows, it was he who earnestly unearthed the facts of the case.
He killed a man.
And like the centerpiece of the great exhibition, which rose high into the skies of Hyde Park. Sholmes'
Hyde Park.
introductions as clear and lofty as the Crystal Tower itself.
Right
brought
next
the
to
truth
Jekyll
light.
Street. No, wait, this is 1800, so it would be Jekyll Street.
1900.
19.
2020.
18, 19.
Great exhibition, which is absolutely
Oh.
packed with people.
Oh wait, oh people. Okay, we're okay.
Packed with sardines.
Yo,
The weather is unusually fine, and we're about to witness a most extraordinary scientific experiment.
What if we put
wait,
this
what?
knife
What? Oh,
in a person?
The 20th century will see steam engines and electrical power dominate the world.
Top hat.
Horse-drawn
Hello, Dan.
carts will give way to the motor car. Ships will sprout wings and take to the skies.
They invented cars?
We showcase even more advanced technology. A glimpse into the future. A world first. A demonstration of my super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine.
and then it just blows up.
By the way, the Ford Model T was first put out in 1893. Wait, Mario Karts were first built in 1885. Okay, the Model T was 1908, but cars did exist prior to the turn of the century.
Ah.
Calculations exactly as it was before.
Cars aren't real.
Cars were never invented.
Go in there,
So-
sir. This is probably gonna be the first and last time we see.
This is actually... This is actually a transformer. He's going to transform into McGilded now.
No.
He's got the top hat and everything, dude. Is this the origin story?
The blink of an eye, complete an incredible journey through the air. To arrive and instantly
Oh.
on the Crystal Tower behind you.
He just slaps all the letters. Like, oh, what does this button do?
Is he A-posing?
Yes.
That's not what I wanted. He turned into Sherlock Holmes.
22nd October, 9:36 a.m. Holmes is sweet.
Ryu, are you listening?
Oh, sorry. What was that, Iris? I had a vision.
What's the matter with you? You've been miles away all morning.
Trust me, that's not a first thing you know it.
Didn't you like what I cooked for breakfast?
No, that's not it at all. What were we talking about again?
Today's paper! It's full of news about the great exhibition today!
That's what okay, that was
Again.
my hallucination. All right, I see. Yes, the Great Exhibition. Hopefully I said it right. I'd like to go sometime, sure. I'm gonna ignore the visions in my head.
You're really not your usual self today. You seem really down. Don't you agree, Holmesy?
Did you say something, Iris?
Oh, look at that. We're both depressed, it looks like.
Oh gosh, you're even more down.
All right, Holmes. What's your?
What did you arrive, Mr. Naruhodo?
He's gonna beat him up. You're not supposed to be here, bam!
Baboosh!
All right, don't punch me. All right, I had to literally take.
Baboosh!
Stop, please. Don't beat me up, sir. Listen, I had to take a good.
Baboosh!
Ow! You have to take a good monetary moment to realize that. Oh, forget it. Ow!
There, hold on. What are you doing here? Caves a skull in.
Look, I've literally, been here for about half an hour already. We had breakfast together, dude. Come on, ow! Stop punching me if you are not even gonna acknowledge my existence.
What? Why did you mention it before?
Oh, all right, this again. So apparently it's all my fault this time. Is that what it is? Is that what you're trying to tell me? I literally thought you might have known I was here, you know, because, breakfast?
Huh. I was just quite right. You're clearly lacking in vim. So much so that I didn't notice your presence.
You didn't notice my presence? Because I am lacking in vim? You know what? Fine. You know, why am I even surprised? You barely care about my existence. Whatever. Thanks. I still don't. Voice mod still doesn't work.
Of course, I could deduce the reason perfectly well with some simple observations.
Sure, you can. Go for it. I don't care.
Let's see. Yes. For example, your tousled hair this morning with all its unruly spikes. Clearly, it can be deduced, therefore, that...
All right, let me stop you right there, Mr. Holmes, because I think I can see where this is going, because you really do not remember my presence in the slightest at all, apparently. My hair always looks like this. It always has, ever since we met, in fact. And it probably always will be.
Oh, really? How interesting. It just doesn't look like a haircut as such, I suppose.
Thanks again. Crossed my mind recently. It's been 6 months now.
6 months?
Since I was forbidden from working in court. So I've been wondering how much longer I'm going to be banned.
Oh, well, that would explain why you seem rather glum.
And honestly, I don't even know why I'm banned in the first place. Exactly, but whatever.
Don't you agree, Holmesy?
Did you say something, Iris?
What? Okay, what is your deal that you go from 150 to 0 in
I haven't had my Coca-Cola fix in months.
Coca-Cola? What is Coca-Cola?
You would get it. It's like Coca-Cola.
You know, yeah. All right, fine, whatever. Back to moping over Coca-Cola.
By the way, that does exist in 1900.
I know, but like Reno stays being like, what is that? Because he's like a tea fanatic.
I'm...
Why not? What's the matter with Mr. Holmes today? Even though I could ask him, but he won't answer me because he really does not care. He seems even more down in the dumps than me.
I know! And the great exhibition has opened! You'd think you'd be excited! Oh, by the we all go to see it together? I want to! Of course I do! But I can't! Not for the time being!
Why not?
Why not? Why not? Because I'm a great detective after all!
Take the day off then.
No.
Take the day off, sir. Who's gonna stop you? You're literally your own company. Please.
No.
Please.
No.
Please. Come on.
No. No.
So you're embroiled in some trickery case that you can't be distracted from? Is that it? You'd rather go that and then hang out with us? You don't. Why am I not surprised?
I don't remember hearing that you were working on a case, Helmsy.
Suppose I should try to find out what's going on. What is
happening?
Joni, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. What happened 6 months ago, sir?
Let me take...
What? What? Did we lose our Sherlock Holmes?
I think you lost your Sherlock Holmes. All right, Mega, you're up.
You're up.
Finally, the discount Sherlock Holmes is here.
Half a year ago now,
Ah.
I took on the defense of a young girl in a trial heard at the Old Bailey. It at first seemed like a simple case of murder that took place at a London pawnbroker. It turned out to be one part of a much more far-fetched plot that involved the British government. During the course of the trial, it was found that I made an unavoidable, yet at the same time, unforgivable mistake.
Who
Well-
voiced him?
Who did voice the judge?
I think we all did at some point.
I didn't.
9, it's your turn.
Alright. Words fail me. This situation is utterly deplorable. Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, my lord. I will decide upon your fate following the conclusion of this trial. Of course, my lord. In the end, I had my right to represent people in court revoked. I was told I had to spend my time in research and study. That's what I've been doing. Oh yeah, who's doing Iris? We lost our Iris and Holmes.
All right, Mega, you're up.
No.
You haven't you, Ryu?
Oh, nice job, Mega.
Yeah.
I'm
Thanks.
sorry,
I sound
Mega.
exactly like you.
Yeah, that's
Sorry,
crazy.
Mega. I guess we're not
Reading all
hearing
those
much in
big
Sherlock
fat-
today.
Reading all those big fat tomes about British law up in your room and the notes about Holmes's old cases.
Were you about to say Shomes? Mega, I can't believe you do this.
Huh? Yeah. Yeah.
Brewing Iris's special blends of tea. Fetching my daily bread for me. You've become something of a manservant around here. Start on the silverware next, Master Naruhodo.
What did you just say to me? What did you just say? Well,
Oh, no.
I'm thinking of going to ask the powers that be to reconsider, specifically Lord Strongheart at the British Supreme Court on Whitehall, because of course I'm sure he'll let me, you know, just go back to court. I mean, what's the worst that could happen, right? You know, Iris, right? A good talk.
Lord Strongheart?
Yeah.
Ah, the delightful Lord Chief Justice. Also my favorite fellow.
So what you're saying is I'm gonna have no luck.
Huh?
Look, he's not mine either, but he's the man I have to talk to. He's the
man.
only one who can grant permission for me to start working in the courts again. I came to Britain to become the best lawyer I could. I can't do that just sitting around here. Like, I have to fulfill Cosima's wish. I don't even know what it is, but I have to fulfill it.
Whatever it is, I have to fill it.
The whole of London has been swept up in this great exhibition, hasn't it?
The most advanced science, the most modern technology, the finest works of art and feats of engineering. For the next 6 months, our capital will be showcasing these things, and the world will be watching. Oh, do you know what I'd like to do? I'd like to look down on London from one of those lovely balloons.
Look down on? Do you mean those things fly?
Yes, of course! They fly high in the sky and don't even need wings to do it! All you need is hot air!
But how? How does hot air have anything to do with flying? It makes no sense. I can't understand it at all.
That's true of a lot of new scientific discoveries. Most people can't understand them at first.
Man, I'm just dumb.
But in 100 years' time, all these things will just be common knowledge.
I suppose they might be.
Mind you, some of the science being demonstrated seems very questionable. Something went wrong on the open experimentation stage yesterday, apparently. There was a huge explosion. Still, I wish I'd seen it, though. I'd love to see how bad some of these scam experiments really are.
Says the innocent 10-year-old girl.
See here. Every page of this paper carries some article or other about the Great Exhibition. But the brighter things shine, the darker the shadows that are cast behind them.
Mr. Holmes, what are you getting at? Why is this a little similar to what you've told me when I got here? And then telling me welcome to London?
Hello, G.
Alright, you're not answering me.
You said, and I quote, "Welcome to London."
Personally, I find myself drawn to the darkness, to the impenetrable. That is my proper atmosphere. Because I'm always depressed.
Oh, no.
It said you were supposed to destroy the Sith, not join them.
Oh, no. No. Okay, no. You're not allowed to be depressed. No. Stop. What did we say? What did your therapist say?
Therapist?
Depression.
What therapist?
Me?
There it is.
What did I say? What did your therapist say?
I don't remember employing you as my therapist.
I
Mr.
am your
Narahado.
You did. You did.
My therapist said, "Speak softly and cry silently."
No, that is not what I said.
I'm
your
sure you're the
therapist.
rapist therapist for his alcoholism.
Look, you think I can actually converse with him in a regular conversation at
Yes.
a table without dying?
Uh-huh.
Well, you have your soul, don't you?
Well, yes, I do. But first is you, because, well, we're first friends. I assume we're friends, but now, honestly, it's like a very iffy statement at that point, because, you barely acknowledge my existence, so whatever. But even so, I wish to help you. And you know what? As well as studying, I might as well help you be a quote-unquote great detective with good optimism and everything. And to do that, you need to be happy. And to do that, no more depression. So, yeah.
Or I'll kill you.
But no, now you just leveled me into like a manservant or something. Come on.
Yeah, it's funnier.
The Great Exhibition Newspaper. I love to think that whole conversation, just a newspaper completely unrelated to what we were talking about.
By the way, here's a newspaper.
Irish would be like, oh, by the way, Holmesy, by the way, Rio, here you go. Oh, thank you, Iris. Now, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah, shadows cast. Is that a metaphoric way of referring to the back of the paper? I hope so, and not just you being very
Yes.
depressed.
Yes.
Oh. So many glowing reports about the Great Exhibition and everything that's going on here there. Other than this rather gloomy-looking one, that is.
Arrgh.
Oh, wait. What?
What's the matter, Ryu?
Wait, what?
The Reaper attacked? That's Lord Van Zeeks! This must be what Mr. Holmes was talking about. Does he know anymore, I wonder? And is that actually Van Zeeks, or is it just someone else? I can't
Van
tell.
Zeeks in a top hat on the right.
Yo, wait, him in a top hat? Yo, wait. Hold on.
Hold on.
Rinosuke, your text box is in the way!
Hang on, I can grab you some concept art of him in a,
Thank
hat.
you. Thank you. Thank you. I must
Hang
know.
on, I'm in paint on that.
I must know.
Pint.
Cause like, look, you sometimes like you see a cape and everything.
Why does Van Zeeks have a baseball bat? That's weird.
Yo, he looks so formal. Like, I can imagine that in front of like this like a group of guys be like, London boys at 4 a.m. getting that tea.
4 a.m. looking for tea.
Like, I can't unsee it now. Anyways.
Why can't you unsee it?
My tea. Where is it?
Anyway.
Are you investigating a particularly tricky case at the moment, Mr. Holmes?
No.
You could say that, I suppose.
Nothing more to add. It's not like you. What sort of...
Shh! Quiet, Mr. Naruhodo. We must not discuss it here. You never know who might be listening in.
Like McGilden.
Whatever voice that was in my head, no. And second, does that individual start with an I?
Riss.
Alright, got it. You're not gonna tell me. Of course. Great, thanks.
You are acting very strangely, Holmesy.
Thank you, Iris.
Acting very
And of course I'm gonna
strange.
question it. What do you mean, Iris?
Well, usually. The more mysterious and complicated a case is, the better Holmesy's mood. Is it really a case that's bothering you? Iris, please! You mustn't exercise your absolute powers of observation and deduction on me without invitation!
Yo, can you give that to me, Iris? I'd love to do it.
Remember what I always say. Put yourself in the shoes of the individual about whom you're making deductions.
Oh, really? Then, Mr. Holmes, sir,
Objection.
so put yourself
You're like,
in
oh,
my
great
shoes
tip.
when you, like, always ignore me. When you
And
make
put
your
yourself in
deductions.
Soseki's shoes.
Soseki's shoes? That's what you imagine me as?
You're the one who put him in danger.
I did not, actually. Technically, you did.
No, you were the one.
You were the
I was the one that, investigated the crime scene, went to the police
Yes.
and be like, hey, it's
Yes.
Soseki-san, hello? I did that?
Yes.
I have a witness right here named Iris that could probably vouch for me and say that I'm right.
You formally accused Soseki Natsume of the crime.
No, I didn't. When did I do that?
Last case?
What do you mean last
I-
case? Last case
I
was,
accuse
like,
you-
what was it?
I'm
Gina's
Gretchen,
case.
and,
Last case
I
was
can
Gina's
say
case. What do you mean?
I'm Gretchen.
Oh,
I'm
you
not
don't
even in this
understand,
season
you,
either.
Mr. Naruhodo.
I'm
What do you mean?
accusing
What don't I
of
understand?
Resta.
You had just looked it up.
Looked up what?
The case.
What case? Oh, that case. All right, look. All right.
I like
so that case. Okay, we're on the same page. All right, now listen. No, I did not accuse him. You all literally misinterpreted my words. That was not my intention.
I like to think he's suffering from dementia.
Well, then why did I arrest him?
Why did you arrest him? Because he was according to a witness, which was the meter man, as well as like the victim, the lying victim, the victim that so obviously lied that literally I could tell from back in Japan, was lying about how it was Soseki-san, and every single one of you believed him.
But your
Objection.
deduction
And what happened
was he
before
was-
then?
But
Before
your deduction
then?
was he was the culprit.
Objection, hearsay.
Objection. No, I did not. I was investigating, and it looked that. Hear me out. It first looked that way.
Ryu.
Yes,
Have some
Iris?
LT. Please. You're not yourself when you're thirsty.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. But know this, Mr. Holmes, I just want to remember what you say, and maybe actually take that advice. I don't know, when you're talking to me.
Tea.
That's all. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Moving on.
That wasn't tea.
So. Game. You say that, do you? You, Mr. Holmes.
Never mind. Once I've had a cup of tea, I must make my way at once to the crime scene.
I can do that too. That was a very deep sigh that I can absolutely do too. So now, let's talk about the Reaper attacked. So, it says in the paper that Lord Van Zieks was attacked. That's terrible.
You know the legend of the Reaper of the Bailey, of course, do you? Only too well, in fact.
Yes. Prosecutor Barak. Oh, Barak Van Zieks. I hate that.
Oh!
Do you smell what Barack is cooking?
Do you smell what the Barack is cooking?
They say that if the Reaper is the prosecutor in the case, there's no salvation for whoever's in the dark. Even if the defendant is found not guilty.
Oh my god, I have a chicken strip that's a Magatama. Sorry, completely out there. Go on.
No, you're fine. It's just funny that it goes to this picture of Van Zieks looking like basically at the character, or we could determine at the audience, and the first thing we hear is just you speaking of like a chicken. I just imagine Van Zieks saying that.
Ah, yes. The sweet smell of freshly fried chicken.
I have a chicken strip shaped like a Magatama.
You know, Ryunosuke,
It
I
does,
always
though.
wondered, what did fry that rice?
I kind of don't want to eat it as a result.
Take
I'm
a
gonna let
picture.
All right.
Wait, can I? Oh, is it possible to get rid of the text? Is there a button?
No.
Oh, all right.
9.
I'll just get it. I'll just get it.
I can grab it real quick.
Yeah,
He's stealing it.
I'm gonna do. Trust me, I'm gonna play with that so well. Young Islander, I have made you some chicken. Will you not embrace this meal with me? Oh, it's funny.
Alright.
So funny. All right. Okay. Back in character. Once the Reaper has someone in his sights,
No.
one way. Ah! One way or another, that person's time left on Earth will be short, like chicken.
I posted it.
London's finest rogues always find ways around the law. They'll stop at nothing to secure an acquittal at trial. Falsifying evidence, paying sham witnesses, threatening jurors, bribing judges. But even such devious tactics as these cannot save them from the hand of the Reaper. As you've experienced yourself, haven't you, Mr. Naruhido?
Yes. I've seen the Reaper's
Retribution.
retribution at work.
Many of these criminal rogues are reckless and quite unafraid to die. If a leader among their fraternity seemed to have been taken by the Reaper, retaliation like this does occur. Really, the capital has a never-ending supply of such scoundrels.
So, do you mean Lord Van Zieks has been attacked like this before? This isn't the first time. He can actually just flip them over? Like, if someone tries to kill him, he just punches them in the face?
I have a sword.
Van Zieks, when did you get here?
He also has an iron heel.
Oh, wait, you're
I
in my
imagine
head.
he uses it to boot people in the face. So.
Wait, you're in my head, aren't you?
Or in this case, an
Yes.
iron Wellington.
Oh, hi, Cosima.
Yes.
Oh, okay, there we go. That's Van Zieks. All right.
How is Cosma in your head? He's dead.
Other voice in the head. Long story. Very long story.
make a long story short, let's just say Cosmo lives in Reinosuke's head rent-free.
Thank you, other demon. That explains it.
He's quite an accomplished combatant, you know. He doesn't take these attacks lying down. Although, it seems that his assailants were armed with guns this time.
He just deflects the bullets. Oh my goodness. Is he alright then? Is Lord Van Zeek's hurt?
My dear fellow, how on earth would I know? Well, in the article here it says, as to what of Lord Van Zeek's is in its condition, as all will be revealed in tomorrow's morning edition.
Wait, so he's actually hurt. Wait. Oh.
Ah, I see. Well, we shall have to be patient then.
And you're like, I mean, maybe we might have to wait a day, a week, a year, or forever, but that's fine. No. I can't wait until tomorrow.
McBay articles in 1800.
In that case, you shall have to inquire with somebody in the know.
So you. That's my phone. Ignore that. I don't know if you guys heard that, but that actually was my phone. Oh no. There we go. It's gone now. My phone. Those don't exist in Japan yet. I mean Britain yet. I mean the year yet. Yes, you know. Continue. But who? Lord Strongheart? Perhaps? Oh, alright, fine. Alright.
Well, I must be leaving now.
Yes, understood. See you later, Mr. Holmes. Have a good time.
Ha! You really are a shameless liar sometimes, my dear fellow.
Okay, okay. What front? What front?
Advance my text and find out.
No, you're telling me now. We're doing a bit again. Alright. What?
You seek to put me off my guard and follow me, don't you? Well, you would be wasting your time.
The thought hadn't crossed my mind. But now I'm wondering where you're going.
Well then, see you later, indeed.
I'm gonna take away your hat if you keep this up. You're gonna be banned from your goggles. Now have fun.
You're gonna be kicked out for card counting.
You're gonna be kicked out. Listen to him. He's still laughing on his way to the door. What are you wearing?
Mickey Mouse?
All right then, Ryu. Let's get going.
Iris, what are you wearing?
Mickey Mouse.
I am wearing my outfit as your Susato.
According
Mickey
to
Mouse.
I don't know who this is, but you look like Mickey Mouse. So yeah, Iris, what are you wearing?
I've got change to go to the great exhibition. You're going to take me.
What? But I was just about to go to the Supreme Court.
Oh, well, that sounds fun too. You're going to take me there then.
All right, Iris, you don't have to point that at me. All right, we'll go.
Mickey Mouse has got a gun.
we'll go.
Mickey Mouse with the Glock.
We'll go. Iris, it's okay. You don't have to. You don't even have to bring the lawyer. Okay. All right, fine. Just lower that weapon, would you?
Of course. And after the Supreme Court, then we'll go to see the great exhibition.
That's fair. All right. That's fair. Thank you.
Oh yes, a shovel.
22nd October, Naruhodo's legal consultancy.
I imagine that's how Disney gets all their lawyers.
With the spade. The office spade.
Yes.
Now that Mr. Sato's gone, the shovelers aren't represented to correct me. Maybe I'll have to do it myself.
That's not a spade, Mr. Naruhodo. It's a shovel.
Ah, so you're a spader, are you, Ryu? What? You want to battle it out?
All right.
Oh no.
All right, I'm not going to argue with a native English speaker who has some kind of gun and literally just loaded it. I'm going.
A live round.
Let's go. To the Supreme Court before I get shot in the back. Hello, pigeons.
With a live round.
22nd October.
Oh!
British Supreme Court, Lord Chief Justice's office.
I don't remember what he sounds like.
You'll know. You can figure it out. It's like the vampire.
Vampire, vaguely British. Yeah. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, it's sort of the. Yeah, it's fine. It's been about.
It's either
Push
you
comes to
take
shove-
it or UA takes another awesome role.
Nah, no,
Mega's gonna take it.
I'm having Mega take it.
It's
Also,
been,
if push comes to shove, you can just quickly pull up one of the past streams.
it's been about 6
Oh,
months.
yeah.
It's been about 6 months now since I was last here, but some things never change. Like the sense of foreboding, I always seem.
Foreboding.
What are you doing? Doesn't seem to be bothering Iris at all, though. It's happily reading over there, and I hope I don't get shot for it.
Oh, I love this place! I always find so many interesting books here!
Of course. I was forgetting that you've been here before. Time we came here 6 months ago.
Haha, it's me.
When Susato-san was given the news that she was to return to Japan.
Ah, I understand you wish to speak with me.
There you go.
Hello.
Oh, Lord Strongheart. I trust you've been keeping well.
Let's see. Since you arrived and requested an audience, it's been 4 hours, 32 minutes, and 26 seconds. I've kept you waiting a while. My apologies.
Oh no, not at all. I like nothing more than standing around staring into space. Of course.
Good to know.
Mega, say it.
Good to know that doesn't appear to bother him at all. Okay.
Say what?
You heard
Say
what he
what?
said.
Said what?
Kept you waiting. Oh,
Kept you waiting, huh?
thank you.
Weird. Oh, it kind of did.
Big crowd. More than enough to kill anything that moves.
Solid Snake, but he's a vampire.
Precisely.
Mel Strongheart, Lord Chief Justice of London.
Degenerate male!
He's the man who allowed me to start practicing as a defense lawyer when I arrived in Britain as a student.
Haha.
You need only savor the air for a moment in this grand office to understand his preeminent status.
Haha. As you will be aware, the Great Exhibition of London is now underway at last. We're extremely busy as a result, policing the grounds, guarding the new technologies, dealing with petty crime. And furthermore, as of next month, we shall open the International Forensic Science Symposium.
Oh, I've not heard about that.
Investigating authorities from 40 countries around the globe will be taking part, including from your own land. Forensic science is the future. The world must embrace it.
Okay.
As for the hosting nation, I have much to do. And it is my highest priority. If others must wait for my attention as a result, so be it.
Well, it's nice to know where I stand.
Yes, you stand in my office. Thank you for noticing.
Okay.
So, you wish to consult with me? Of course, I can very well imagine what this is about.
Well, thank you for agreeing to meet. Oh, that was okay. Let me try that again.
To meeting.
Thank you for agreeing to this meeting, my lord. I want to be allowed to start working as a defense lawyer again in court.
No.
That's what brought me here today.
No.
Actually, something else playing on my mind as it happens.
Ryu, just take a deep breath and come out with it.
All right. Oh,
I quite like your hair.
your hair is very fancy. I'm embarrassed. I'm going home.
No, oh my god.
I have hair?
I actually,
Oh no.
I actually came here today to ask for your permission.
Go on.
6 months ago, my...
6 months ago, I was fired.
Huh? Speak up loud,
He's my
I can't hear you.
pet.
Oh, you have a wonderful pet. And now he's just literally sitting on my pop film. Alright, stay there, little mosquito, stay there. 6 months ago, my right to work in court as a lawyer was revoked. I was told to spend my time
Are
studying.
you making friends with blood-sucking insects?
No, I mean,
It is very unbecoming of a lawyer.
he's just
Making
there.
friends with blood-sucking parasites. How
that's-
unfortunate.
I'm sorry. He's just there, and he's not hurting me, so I'm just let him.
Yes, it's
Find ants are attacking downtown. What
It's
shall we do?
always- It's always great when they're not attacking, but when they do, well, then they start attacking
all right.
downtown. Who's
Thanks, my
attacking? The
lord.
ants? What?
The ants, they're large. They're downtown.
Oh, great. Oh, now I got to deal with that. Please hurry it up, Ryunosuke. I got ants to deal with.
Alright, I mean, the mosquito just flew away when you say attacked. Anyways, obviously, I'm back to the topic at hand. I am very sorry for what happened. But the thing is, it made me
I'm timing
understand
this.
what it really means to defend somebody under the rules of a foreign justice system.
I wonder how long
I
those ants are
desperately
going to
want
take to
to
kill
have-
everyone.
I desperately want to have another go. Please, permit me to enter the courtroom again.
Mr. Naruhodo,
Yes?
I'm sure you haven't forgotten your position here, have you? At best, you are a substitute for your compatriot. This was never your intended role.
Well, that's true. The Japanese government actually sent my best friend on this study tour. Should have been Kazuma. So determined to bring change to our own justice system at home. That was his calling.
Ah.
That tragic accident hadn't happened. I wouldn't be here in this office now. Mr. Asogi was my best friend, you see. That's why I can't leave it unfinished. I have to fulfill his calling for him.
His calling, you say? Has it never occurred to you that perhaps you know nothing of his true calling?
Sorry?
The mission, the mission with which that young law student was charged. What do you suppose it really was?
What do you mean? Mission? He's not making any sense.
Never mind. I've read all the reports you've submitted over the past 6 months. It's clear to me that you regret your actions and have been studiously obeying your revised instructions.
Do you mean?
As of this moment, I reinstate your license to practice law here in Great Britain.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
For only 24
That's
hours.
wonderful news, Ryu!
In fact, I believe I have the perfect case to mark your comeback. A curious affair. You'll consider it, I hope.
Of course. Please tell me more.
Imagine if he charged you to let you practice law again. That'll be $85.
That'll be 50,000.
That'll be-
yen.
On top
That's
of
a-
your
That is a
attorney.
tax.
That will
Oh,
be
there it is.
100 guineas.
Please
So
and
wait,
thank
I
you.
have to pay to do my job?
Yeah.
I added the attorney tax on top
The attorney? Then what's the wait? So what's
to make
the
it a nice even number.
a nice? Then what was the original price?
Oh, it was like
400
67.
pounds?
It was like
400
67 or
pounds?
something. It was really odd.
Germ, Thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate it. That will be $5.
Those $5 will help you be able to practice law, and I can give him some money so he'll let you practice law.
You're right. Thank you, mysterious person in the sky that gave me this dollars. Would this suffice, Lord Strongheart?
$5. Where have I heard that name before?
I have not.
Actually, in this timeline, $5 gets you a long way.
Oh, that's right. This is the colony's money.
£5. Get it right.
Let me check the conversion rate on that. Let's check the conversion rate on that.
Yeah, well, I'll do a rain check. $5. The U.S. is an illegitimate state. Inosuke, has it never occurred to you that the colonies is not part of Britain?
Wait,
$5 in 1900 is worth $173 today. $174.
What's colonies? What do you mean colonies?
Forget it. I'm not gonna. I could go on about the Americans. Freaking Americans. You know, they demand that we stop asking them for taxes, and guess what happens? Guess what happens after that? They form their own country with our enemies, the French, and then look where that ended up. The economy's terrible.
Lord Van Zeeks? No, Lord Strongheart, are you okay?
My name is not Van Zeeks. Do I look like Van Zeeks?
I mean, if you ask me,
kinda. Put a top hat on, probably.
Maybe. Look here. Hold up. You know, Lord Strongheart, if I may, could you just wear a top hat for 2 seconds for a minute? Hold on.
2 seconds is too long for me.
All right, that's fair. Look.
Uncanny.
I see it. Yeah, it's similar. Anyways, are you okay, Lord Strongheart?
No, this top hat insults me.
Well, anyways, before that though, you described it as a curious affair. I hope that $5 right.
Yes, that's right. I believe it was reported in the press. Are you aware that there was a serious accident at the Great Exhibition yesterday?
Oh, no.
Yes, I read about it.
When would you tell me?
Yes, no?
A professor from Germany tried to carry out a crazy experiment.
Uh-oh.
Let me see. How was it described? Super high voltage instantaneous kinesis, I think.
Oh, that thing. Okay, I had a vision of that. All right, I know what you're talking about. But instantaneous kinesis? As in moving things with a click of the fingers?
That's right. It's just what my herbal blends need. A dash of devil may care.
Whatever the serious accent was exactly. It clearly captured Iris's imagination.
A dash of devil may cry.
Devil May Care. That's a good name. I'll use that for something.
Maybe put a sign that says featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series or something in front of it.
Devil May Care. Get it right.
Devil May Care. Featuring Dante from the Devil May Care franchise.
It's an unfortunate business. A large explosion engulfed the public experimentation stage, and a man lost his life. A certain Mr. Odie Asman, an investor and a well-known figure in society.
Wait, is it Odie or Audie?
Odie. Odious man.
Okay.
Yes, Odie, like the dog from Garfield. Ha, my favorite Sunday comic.
You know, I'm not gonna...
I love to imagine him reading the Sunday funnies every morning. Like he looks forward to them.
No, but most importantly, he actually sets time aside for those funnies. Like
he does. He does the voices for them himself. He provides his own narration as he reads them.
Oh, Marmaduke, you please my soul.
I can't unsee that now. Just Lord Van Zeeks sitting at his desk reading the funnies, and then just
Van Zeeks?
You did it again!
It's uncanny, I'm telling you. They're twins. They
I'm not
Right
Van
at birth.
Zieks.
separate at birth. You're related.
Ryunosuke, Van Zieks does not read Garfield, okay? Let's get this thing straight.
I believe that.
Now hold on here. That's not confirmed.
We don't know yet. We should ask him.
I
Oh.
can neither confirm nor deny if Garfield is read by Lord Van Zieks.
I would be very surprised if it was, but I doubt he does. I don't know. I mean, I know you give like this menacing aura, but if I had to choose, I think Van Zieks would be worse. When it comes to not wanting to read comics, and then again, my job.
Zeke's is more of a Peanuts guy more than
I was gonna say Van Zieks comes across as a Peanuts guy.
Yes, he's not a fan of Odie. He likes that
like
stoopy fellow.
Yeah, he seems to really like the Charlie Brown guy, I believe.
The Charlie. Okay. A large explosion.
We're going over our bit runtime.
A man died?
The man responsible for the experiment was Professor Albert
Hairbrain.
Herobrine.
Hairbrain.
Herobrine.
Albert Herobrine. He was detained immediately after the incident and is due to appear in court tomorrow.
Yo, Herobrine's gonna be in court tomorrow?
On the charge of murder.
What? Murder?
If you intend to take on his defense, you should hurry to meet with him at the prison.
Oh, please edit Herobrine into the prison.
There is very little time left for you to carry out any kind of investigation.
Do you guys know how hard that's gonna be to edit Herobrine in here?
Just put a PNG of him over someone's face for 2 seconds.
PNG9 is not hard.
For like, just like 2 seconds, have him show up.
Fine.
It might be hard if you use that weird video editing software you got sponsored by.
I have a request.
What's your request?
Nanda.
What's up?
I want to voice this man.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. Excellent. All right. Go on.
The Great Excavation. The Great.
The great
excavation. I can do this.
Exhibition.
Shh, no, I can do this. The Great Excavation. A scientific experiment gone wrong. And murder?
The Great Excavation.
You leave the Germans alone and they create destruction.
You're
What's
making
next,
9
a
doubt
bloody war
herself.
over the Balkans?
Germ.
Nanda.
Wait, what?
Like, you're messing with their head right now, dude.
Did you just donate $1?
Yes.
Yeah, it's to say leave the
Oh.
Germans alone and they create destruction. What's no.
You know, I didn't want to make that joke.
Anyways,
Someone
I feel,
had to make that joke.
I feel
Someone
out of
had
my
to.
depth before I've even started. Still, thank you, Germ, by the way.
I should go to the prison right away then, and try to meet with this German professor, don't you think?
Germa?
You mean we? I'm sure you mean we, Iris, but definitely, yes, we.
Yes.
I punched the mic.
Yes. One more thing about this case.
What's up?
Ryunosuke saying "What's up?" That's something I never thought I would hear him say.
What's up?
Ryunosuke goes into Sherlock's Holmes. Sup?
He doesn't even wave, he just does that weird head nod thing. Sup?
Sup?
What's up?
Sorry, that caught me off guard. There's a connection with our mutual acquaintance, the Reaper.
Oh? With Lord Van Zieks? How?
The one you keep mistaking me for.
I'm sorry.
You look exactly alike, I'm sorry.
Nope. Didn't happen.
Not
All
real.
sorts of conferences have been taking place around the world to coincide with the Great Exhibition. And next month, the largest and most important of them all will take place at last.
Don't go to sleep at night.
The Great Blood Off.
Okay, I
What?
won't go
That's
What?
not me.
I
What?
won't go to sleep. All right.
Don't go to sleep at night.
Okay, I won't go to sleep, sir. I won't go to sleep.
The International Forensic Science Symposium.
It does seem as though criminal investigation needs to embrace scientific methods, doesn't it?
Science. Exactly.
Ah!
We will make great experiments in there, unlike my last one. London,
Oh.
the global epicenter of culture, science, and wealth, now has a population exceeding 6 million.
Oh.
Sadly, crime in the capital is growing at a similarly startling rate. So it's imperative that we use the latest scientific methods to investigate and resolve cases as efficiently as possible.
Which is what's known as forensic science, isn't it?
Yes, I just said that.
Okay.
Exactly. The future of policing.
Okay.
Ah!
That's better.
Ah. Regrettably, however, Britain is currently dragging its feet when it comes to the adoption of forensic methods.
Oh dear. That's alarming.
Yes. Exactly. It's extremely alarming.
Oh, okay.
Ah!
Why do you keep doing that?
If I were Her Majesty's Attorney General, you can be sure the numbers of crimes committed and resolved in London would be very different to the current figures. And I can cite 12 solid arguments and 223 individual reasons to support my claim.
Ah, this is gonna be fun.
Oh, okay. You know, when you do that, I want you to invite me, and I will bring popcorn.
I will write a twit longer about that.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Me and you are laughing.
By way of apology for keeping you waiting earlier, I shall detail everyone now.
What?
Oh, how fascinating!
It all began 15 years ago. I was going to marry.
And he died.
Many hours later.
And that, more or less, sums up my feelings on the matter. In the simplest of terms, of course. I could go into more detail if you'd like.
No,
What
no,
the
no.
advanced terms are.
He's like the
Essentially,
owl.
to formally establish a forensic investigation division within Scotland Yard. That is my mission.
God, imagine if he was like the owl from Ocarina of Time. Would you like to have me repeat what I just said?
Would you like me to repeat?
No, right, yes, that's, wonderful.
Yes, I have to
What a
repeat.
wonderful statement that I absolutely paid full attention to.
Exactly. Wonderful is precisely what it will be.
Oh, help! Iris isn't paying attention at all. She's got her nose in another book now. She's a kid.
Oh, is it over? Did you learn anything useful?
I
No.
actually drifted off for the most part. He's surprisingly ardent about forensic science. Why don't we just use,
I can repeat again.
No, you don't have to. I'm surprised that you just don't, Oh, I can't switch to people.
Take that. Look at this newspaper.
Yeah, newspaper.
Look at this photograph.
Oh, that reminds me. Have you seen this?
The reports of the overwhelming success of the Great Exhibition? Of course.
No, not that. The story on the back page.
What story?
You can read.
The Reaper attacked. Ah, that. You've enjoyed some victories in court against my #1 prosecutor, have you not?
Oh. Wait, he was #1? Really?
Oh, Mr. Reaper, what happened to him?
He was #1.
He wasn't killed, was he?
There's no need for concern. Lord Van Zeeks would not be so easily dispatched, I assure you.
Can you tell us what happened? I'd really love to know. Please.
No. All right, very well, if it interests you.
It does. Strangely.
Strangely. It all began 20 years ago. Fortunately, Lord Van Zeeks emerged from the attack unscathed. Street ruffians are no match for that man. He's a very capable fighter.
But that's incredible. They were armed with guns. Why was he attacked, though? Do we know?
Have you seen his guns? Like,
No.
man, that guy's ripped.
Oh.
He's also
It's
got
re-
some pretty iron willing.
It's related to events that occurred a month ago. A leader of one of the capital's criminal organizations was indicted and prosecuted by, wait for it, Van Zeeks.
Oh, shocker.
Oh.
But the man was acquitted. I've no doubt large sums of money were involved behind the scenes.
Large sums of money?
Yeah, like giddies and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I see.
A deplorable situation. Members of the jury were bribed, it seems. However, despite winning his freedom, the man in question met a dramatic end yesterday.
But I'm not suggesting that was the work of the Reaper, surely.
The victim's henchmen certainly seemed to think so. He was a man by the name of Asman, Mr. Odie Asman.
Wait, he's the Did you say Asman?
That's the
Asman,
man who
yes.
died in the big explosion at the Great Exhibition!
Yes, known publicly as an investor, but in reality, the head of a significant criminal organization. Doesn't that sound familiar?
Unbelievable.
Like a former head.
I wonder.
Well, nobody really said that McGilded was part of a criminal organization. He's just a loan shark.
Oh, yeah. But that's a crime, I think. I don't know.
I wonder. Could I ask you something, Lord Strongheart?
Try me.
Okay. Why do you use Lord Van Zeeks as a prosecutor? All the criminals who managed to get off in court then meet with mysterious ends outside the courtroom. And fearful of that fate, they seek to strike at Lord Van Zeeks first. I know there's no evidence that he actually is the Reaper in that sense, but still, something's clearly going on here.
No idea what you're talking about. That didn't happen.
What? Yes, it did.
It didn't happen.
But
Nope.
you-
I have Van Zeeks work for the prosecution service for 2 reasons. Firstly, the man is the best prosecutor in the capital, bar none.
So does that mean I'm the best attorney in the capital because I beat him like...
Shh, don't flatter yourself.
Yeah,
Don't flatter
you lost your
yourself.
license at one point. You weren't allowed to practice law for a bit until I came in.
Oh, you know...
And secondly, any deaths of criminals that have occurred outside the courtroom following his trials are nothing to do with him.
But that doesn't make any sense. How can you explain the way so many have died if not by someone's hand?
Van Zeeks may have earned himself the moniker of the Reaper, but he is no killer. So he will continue to prosecute on behalf of the crown. Unless he wishes otherwise, of course.
Oh, that's kind.
Well, I must be leaving for my next engagement. I'm already 11 hours and 16 minutes late. My colleagues may be starting to fidget.
Maybe.
11 hours late? That's quite something.
That meeting had already started when I arrived back here for this engagement with you. So lateness was inevitable. Time stops for no man.
I'm sure it stopped for me during those 12 solid arguments and 223 reasons. Oh, yes. Where would I find Lord Van Zeeks now?
Behind you.
Oh, what?
Ha, made you look. I would assume he's at his office.
Right. I'll go and ask him about the attack in person. I want to get this straight from the horse's mouth.
He's not a horse. Don't be so rude. Away with you now. I'm leaving Professor Herobrine's defense entirely in your hands.
Of course, yes. Thank you very much, my lord. I know he... Oh, why would he think I think of him as a horse? Like, when was that a thing? Let's go, Iris.
When was that a thing? Horses weren't invented until 100 years later.
Oh my gosh, it's his chalices.
And
He
wine.
has so many.
I was waiting for you to see that.
Oh,
He's got an endless supply. No wonder why he just keeps tossing them into the gallery.
To be fair, there's only 12 in there. He probably has it restocked every day. 22nd October, prosecutor's office.
Oh, so this is the legendary Reaper's office?
Yes, it appears so.
Oh, it sends a chill down your spine, doesn't it? What an amazingly deathly atmosphere!
Oh, is that?
I'm sorry, I just thought that was funny.
That hooded figure was so still. I hadn't noticed his or her presence. Wonder who it is.
So you approached me, boy. What are you doing here?
Oh, hello? Hi.
Whoa.
He's as welcoming as I thought he'd be.
Maybe more so.
I'm glad to see you're well.
I am.
So, who's the person over by the wall being, punished for something or other?
No punishment is taking place here.
Sure, thank you so much for the $5. Oh.
You're making bank today. Dude.
That is my apprentice, and he's sitting there of his own free will.
Wait. Oh, wait.
It's Sherlock Holmes.
I didn't know you had an apprentice.
Yeah.
Must be the same person who was pictured in the news.
Nope.
Didn't happen.
He's very able in combat, a requisite skill for anyone under my tutelage.
Are you referring to the attack on the Reaper that was reported in the paper?
The Reaper? I'd be interested to know the Reaper's true identity myself. Assuming, that is, such a fabled fiend genuinely inhabits our great courtrooms.
Lord Strongheart said that the assault last night was some sort of revenge attack?
True. Carried out by henchmen of Odie Asman's criminal organization. The investigation meant their arrests were imminent. Presumably some hoped to kill me before that happened.
Odie Osman.
Odie.
Odie.
He's always masqueraded as one of London's most powerful financiers, a global investor. But his enormous wealth came to him by underhand means, via his criminal activities.
And he used that money to buy himself a verdict of not guilty when he found himself in court, didn't he? Being prosecuted by you, Mr. Reaper.
But the man got his comeuppance in the end. Yesterday, in fact, in extraordinary circumstances, it was the most unusual cause of death.
I know about that. It was super high voltage instantaneous kinesis gone wrong. Mr. Osmond died when the demonstration on the public experimentation stage ended in an enormous explosion. For some reason I had a vision of that, but we're not going to talk about it.
Correct. And you think I have some kind of divine ability to cause an accident like that to happen, do you?
Well, no, that does seem a little far-fetched. This man really is the fabled Reaper. Then he has to be innocent of this particular death, at least.
It's strange how this has worked out, isn't it, Ryu? I mean, what with you taking on the professor's defense for the trial tomorrow?
What? You're going to be defending him?
Iris, why did you say a thing? I'm gonna die now. Why did you say a thing? Yes, that's right. Though I barely know the man's name yet, to be honest. Don't stab me.
Albert.
Thank you.
Albert Hairbrain.
That's right. Do you know him by chance?
Of course. He's a contemporary of mine. We were at university together.
Aw. You're...
What?
I'd understand that Professor Hairbrain was from Germany, though.
Hairbrain's from a respectable British family. After graduating from the University of London, he moved to Germany to carry out research. That's all.
So you were students together?
I was in the Faculty of Law, of course, and he in Science, so our paths rarely crossed. But curiously, we got along, though I've not met him since my university days.
His top hat days.
I certainly didn't expect our next encounter to take this form. And with you, of all people, representing him.
Okay, look, there's no need to get mad. Like, look, I may have gotten thrown on this by Lozzu, but only if I make it out of this office alive. He's actually been charged with murder, it seems.
Yes, I know. Because the prosecution will be handled by me.
When has it not when it was with me? Let's be fair here. I'm gonna be shocked. Yes, I will be shocked. By you? Oh gosh, who could have guessed that? But you made it sound as if you and the professor had been friends.
We are friends. It's true.
Then why would you do this?
If the Reaper is a prosecutor, there's nothing anyone could do to save him! He's doomed!
Soseki-san, Iris, Soseki-san.
Nope, not real.
Well, apart from him.
What's Love Antiques thinking? Hey, it's a... Yo, can I not die on stream? That'd be cringe.
Yeah, 9.
Please do not perish.
Powish.
Or if you do, I'll kill you.
What do you mean by what you said before? If you'd like to know the Reaper's true identity, does that mean...
I'm a crown prosecutor and immortal like any other. I'm no demigod.
But they've all died, haven't they? The people you've prosecuted, I mean. Whether or not the trial ended in a conviction or an acquittal.
Those I prosecute are the vilest wretches of our society. People who, without question, deserve to be found guilty. The world is a better place without them.
So, you thought Soseki-san should deserve to die?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to... But... that's not true of Mr. Natsu. Alright, I just predicted the future, that's fine. For example, he wasn't a vile wretch at all.
Nor was Ginny! In fact, she's ever so hardworking now!
I can't deny that since I encountered you, things have taken a turn. But the point is this. If any of those vile wretches that escaped justice subsequently died in mysterious circumstances, it was at the hand of their own kind. It was not my work.
Lord Strongheart said the same. He believes you're not involved in any way.
But you were attacked by those ruffians because they believe it's true!
The fact is, since people started to call me the Reaper of the Old Bailey, the number of serious crimes in the capital has dropped substantially.
Oh, it's a publication to lower the crime rates. Got it. Oh?
It would appear that even the most hardened criminals can be made fearful for their lives.
Do you mean to say...
I mean to say that if my pseudonym serves a useful purpose, I adopt it gladly and with honor.
That's so sad, though. I mean, there's a target on your back, like, all the time.
Which shows how much of an awesome character he is. You're like, people want to kill me. It's all good for me.
You know, it's just life, man. Anyways, I'm gonna prosecute this man.
But it's putting you in danger. You could be killed.
If that is my fate, let God decide.
Oh, dang. Oh.
I told you.
Can't. That's so good. Oh, Van Zeeks. That it? Oh, yeah. Well, I guess. Yo, I'm a...
Also, go in and before you do anything else, go in and examine the room.
Examine the swords on the wall.
Oh, well. Look at that fine collection of hallowed chalices and bottles neatly lined up there.
My hallowed bottles are filled with the essence of the finest grapes from the finest vineyards I visit.
Wait, is this grape?
Wine is grapes.
Dang it. Nah, come on, man. Grape juice. Imagine.
And I personally oversee these chalices being made by the finest crystal craftsmen in the world.
But then why do you break them?
And yet you throw them around in cold like they were worthless.
Yes, because this imbecile is so unimaginably and repeatedly wide of the mark sometimes.
But Van Zeeks, was I wrong? Well, was I?
Yes.
You are definitely a person that will know. Oh!
Before you open your mouth next time, you should consider the poor artisans whose work you defile.
You are not gonna be like Holmes here. You're not gonna blame everything on me. Oh no, I see. I'm sorry. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. Ignore what I say. It's okay. It's my fault, you know? Silly me. It's my fault. Oh man, how could I ever have thought otherwise? Oh, I'm sorry. Of course it's my fault. Komedasai. I'm sorry. It's Japanese. Sorry. Yes. Sword.
He's not gonna kill you.
Chess. Lord Van Zeek's desk. Look. It's so stylish.
I think he's losing it. Someone quick, slap him out of it.
I read that
Iris.
as like, he shouts like, Lord Van Zeeks, look, your desk is so stylish. And he just looks at him and then like, he just opens the cabinet, takes out a hollow chalice, pours it in, puts it in front of Ryunosuke's face. Remember the craftsman?
And that's a marble chess set beside it.
Chess. That's the Western version of our Japanese shogi game, isn't it? You know, I'm actually quite good at shogi problems.
Oh, really? You'd probably like chess problems in that case.
Do I dare break another chalice, boy?
Do I dare break another chalice, boy?
No, you don't have to break another chalice, Van Zeeks. You know, that is on you. I'm sorry. On me. Anyways, I'd love to challenge Lord Van Zeeks sometime to a bout of shogi problems.
If you only really want to challenge yourself, you can always do that on your own at home.
What do you mean? You mean Holmes plays chess? Or shogi? Because if he does, I will actually enjoy how I'm just gonna beat him completely.
Oh, look! It's a scale model of the Great Exhibition Showground!
Oh? That's amazing. I wonder why it's here.
Perhaps he made it to take his mind off the silence of being too busy to attend in person.
Or perhaps he's too embarrassed to queue up for a ticket.
Surely it's obvious that I'm using it as an investigative aid!
That's adorable. Why don't you just personally... Oh, well, then again, you...
Investigation.
No, that's still... yeah, it's fine.
You Nipponese have no business painting others as overtly reserved.
Sir, she's not Japanese. You're probably talking to me. I really didn't think you'd overhear that. For some reason. That portrait really dominates the room, doesn't it? Yo. It's very majestic outfit and pose. But sadly, whoever painted it didn't do a very good job at capturing Lord Van Deek's facial features. What do you mean?
Yes, you're right. I mean, it's not far off, but the artist has exaggerated his subject's handsomeness, I think.
What?
Well, you heard it here first, folks.
Ah, that reminds me. I heard Emperor... I can do this. I can do this. Shh, I can do this. I heard Emperor Napoleon of France ordered artists to make him look more attractive when they painted him.
Congratulations. A round of applause.
Oh, nice.
Yes, good job.
That's not really
Good
an
job.
attractive quality in person, is it? No, by the way, you said it wrong. It's Emperor Neapolitan.
I'm sorry. I heard the Empire Neapolitan of France ordered artists to make him look more
Like the
attractive when they
pizza, I
painted him.
get it.
That portrait does not depict me! Surely that's immediately obvious!
Oh, then who is it? Is that your dad? Is that your dad? That's adorable! Anyway, sir, who are you?
Wait, no, not yet. Nah.
Oh. It really looks like a punishment to me.
I've never seen someone saying like that before.
Hasn't moved a muscle since we arrived. Perhaps he's dead?
If he was dead, Ryu, he wouldn't be sitting up, would he?
Not with that attitude, but anyway, dead or alive, he's not overly approachable, is he? I don't think he's going to talk to us.
He's not dead! Wine barrels.
Barrels.
Look at all those ancient casks lining the wall there.
Casks in the Reaper's chamber? Or are they caskets?
You think all those people who escaped conviction in courts are lying inside them dead, do you?
What ridiculous notions are going through your head, man? This is my collection of fine vintages!
I'm sorry, sir. Don't add me into the body of... I've investigated everything. Yes, of course. Thank you for clearing that up. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, sir.
Ryu and I were just musing to ourselves. Don't mind us, Mr. Reaper.
I wouldn't if you hadn't invited yourself to my office to talk nonsense within my earshot.
I mean, is those bats? Wait, no, stop. Bats.
Bat, man.
Ah! There were bats!
Yes, the Reaper's familiars, I expect.
But what about the mute man in the dark cloak? I thought he was the familiar. Just not the flying kind.
He must be a dear friend of Mr. Reaper, then.
I think the familiar idea is more likely. Scary, though, either way. Poke, poke, poke. Is that it?
Leave him alone.
I think that's
I think that's it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Alright. I'm guessing now we just present something? Or we go to the prison.
Present the newspaper.
Oh, okay.
Lord Van Zeeks, about the article in this paper.
Ah, yes. It seems there was a reporter nearby when that little skirmish took place. I had no idea I'd been photographed. It was careless of me.
It looks as though it was taking after the people who attacked you had run away, though.
Rest assured, the police have already apprehended every last one of them.
But there's someone else fighting alongside you, it seems. And I think it's the same man who's sitting over there as we speak, isn't it?
As I mentioned already, he is my apprentice.
Right, I'm sorry. Perhaps you could tell us a little more about him? You know, I can imagine we ask him and he's like, why would I do that?
No.
He's in my tutelage to become a prosecutor. So you could say he's my apprentice, I suppose.
Like you are to help you then, Ryu.
What? Wait. Wait. Van Zix, what, Iris? I'm not trying to become a detective. I'm trying to become a defense lawyer. You telling me he who shall not be named right now is
detective.
a defense lawyer?
Why not both?
I have never seen him defend in court.
Defense detective?
Since when? Iris, your silence is deafening, please.
Defensive?
Iris, please, I need it now. So am I a detective to you guys? Am I just an apprentice? Or am I an actual lawyer to you people? Guys, come on and answer me.
Well, you do investigate.
Well, yes. I would assume all lawyers investigate. Van Zieks, he investigates in the case. I mean, he has a literal sculpture of the crime scene right there, which is cute, but like... You're saying that I'm just an apprentice?
Well, why don't you ask him?
You have been doing his hand motions and has been helping him in deductions for what it seems to be months now, Ryunosuke. You are his apprentice. You even have your own pose with him.
Demon in my head, you shush, you silence.
You have your own pose with him.
You silence right now.
Well, that's adorable. You guys pose?
No, we don't.
Strike a pose.
We don't. He just rubs off, but he has charisma, okay? For some reason.
So you do pose together.
I don't remember taking an apprenticeship with a great detective at all. That's my point I'm trying to make.
Well, for a
He's
great...
currently compiling a report about last night's attack.
A great detective needs a great ace attorney.
It looks like he's wearing some kind of mask.
On Lord Strongheart's orders.
No.
Nobody knows a man's face, or indeed his identity.
But why would you agree to take on such a clearly suspicious individual?
Because it's suspicious.
Lord Strongheart's orders again. He's not one for meaningless follies. There will be a good reason for his actions.
I hope you're right. And he's not just an assassin trying to kill you. Oh, hello.
The task is complete? Good. In that case, you can collate all the briefs.
It's Darth Maul.
Nice to meet you.
Bye.
Back to work again. It was really strange, though. I've never met the man before. Even know he existed. Yet, somehow it didn't feel like our first... Wait, no.
What?
Nothing. It's...
Don't bother trying to converse with him. He says nothing to anybody from outside this office. Lord Strongheart is strictly forbidden it.
Oh, I see.
Why are you so interested in my apprentice anyway?
What does that mean?
He's funny.
Oh no. I mean, sorry, I didn't mean to. Stood there so casually. That gesture. It couldn't be.
What?
It's Sherlock Holmes. Oh my god.
It's Sherlock
It's
Holmes.
McGilded.
No.
It's McGilded.
No, demon, stop. Demon, stop. No, not again.
Ah, yes. There's something I've been meaning to ask you.
Wait, really? Oh, what's that?
That Nipponese man, is he faring well?
Sorry?
The one arrested twice in succession 6 months ago, with the stoop and the moustache and the jitters.
Remember?
Yeah.
Ah, Mr. Natsume, you mean?
I am not a supposed great detective, with the memory of a goldfish.
I...
I'm not sure he'd be very pleased to find out you identified him from that list for you.
He doesn't have to know, Iris. But he's fine, thank you. In fact, I received a letter from him by international post only the other day.
I see. Well, I think we can end our discussion there, don't you?
Wait,
No.
was he worried that he died? Oh.
Nah.
Well, it does seem
Nah.
like every single one of his prosecuted defendants die if they somehow get free.
There's
And
little
considering
time left.
Allegedly not the Reaper, according to him. I mean,
Allegedly.
There's little time left before tomorrow's trial. I advise you spend it investigating the case.
Yes. Thank you for the advice. And for the conversation. Can't believe he's asking after after a nip and knee. Wait, he does need to work on that. Honestly, it is a bit insulting, but, you know, maybe that's his trait. Maybe that's... I'm not sure whether to feel happy about that or worried. Anyways, yeah.
I never imagined that Mr. Reaper would be friends with a mad scientist, did you? That's a turn up for the books.
A mad scientist? Oh, you mean Professor Harrowbrain? Yes, it might be worth quizzing the professor about this relationship with Lord Van Zeeks, I think. Well, anyways, see you, Van Zeeks. Thank you for...
First of all, do not move yet. Present the armband.
Yeah!
Yo, check this out.
I know you've seen this around my arm before, but...
What is it exactly?
It's the mark of a defense lawyer. In Japan, at least.
And what's your reason for showing it to a British prosecutor?
The demons in my head. Well, other than that, though, I don't know.
I can understand at least. There's merit in reminding yourself of who helped you become what you are today.
Oh, I thought he was gonna be like, I sometimes show it too. Like my
I
prosecutor
sometimes
badge.
show random stuff too.
Oh.
But that's a personal matter. Something you may want to keep close at all times. Not something to flaunt.
No. I suppose not. Thank you for understanding, though. Oh, the achievement! Well, anyways, thank you for not killing me. And I'm sorry sorry for
Go
all
on,
the
sorry.
broken chalices that were apparently my fault. And I will see you in the courts. Haha.
You know, next time.
he's much more than a brooding gothic vampire.
Yeah, he is.
Nah.
Oh boy.
22nd October, local prison cell 11. The warden said it's cell 11. That's this one.
Oh, there's someone curled up in a ball in the back corner. Look.
Yo, that's me. I mean, what? What's his name again? Professor Albert Harrowbrain, wasn't it?
Definitely me.
Excuse me, Professor Harrowbrain. I mean, Harrowbrain.
Hair brain.
Harrowbrain.
Get it? I don't.
Who are you?
I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a defense lawyer.
A lawyer!
Was it something I said?
A lawyer, you say?
He's a Half-Life scientist.
What do you mean? About the experiment? Are you going to defend my hypothesis?
Your hypothesis? Sorry, I don't...
Yesterday's demonstration! That magnificent demonstration was... It was an out-of-and-out success by anyone's calculations! But despite that, no one listens! No lawyer believes in the science! When it's explained, they all leave at high velocity!
Now's probably not a good time to mention that your zeal made my concentration leave for a while too. You mentioned the demonstration yesterday.
The papers have called it a spectacular failure. After all, a man died in the explosion, didn't he?
Yes, you can interpret the results if you really wanted to!
I give you credit. That was the most quietest shout I've ever heard.
You can blame my microphone for that!
All I heard was just
It was just this.
No, not even that.
Yes.
Just cut out entirely.
just like
Please do not laugh at me. Well, I suppose in the strictest sense, the experiment was a failure. But at the same time, it was a great success!
You've lost me.
I saw it with my own eyes, right there in front of me! Mr. Asman had spontaneously disassembled! Until then, everything was going exactly as my calculations had predicted. At that point, he should have been beamed to the Crystal Tower by instantaneous kinesis. However...
The machine exploded, and Mr. Asman, in fact, perished.
Asman.
Yes,
Asman.
I can't deny that part of the experiment was a failure.
Asman Gold.
So what you're really saying is, the large explosion that killed Mr. Asman was an accident, correct?
But the bigwigs had you arrested on suspicion of murder.
I was responsible for a man's death. That is an immutable truth here. And for that, I wish to be punished at once. But... Murder! Never in a million years! It was an accident! Simply an accident!
I see.
Holmesy and I were talking this morning, you know.
Are you serious, Iverson? Oh, okay.
He said the situation would change completely depending on whether it was treated as an accident or murder.
I would think I know this, but... How Wait. Okay, Ryunosuke, you studied the law for the past 6 months as punishment for not being in court. And you're saying that the fact that the situation could change depending on what it's treated as an accident or a murder never occurred to you?
Maybe he never got around to that part.
Yeah, 9.
6 months?
It takes several years to learn how to be a lawyer.
How exactly? I skimmed the book, okay.
Well, if it really was an accident, then the professor's machine would be kept in protective custody.
On what grounds?
Ah, yes. It's newly established here in Britain. The Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act. I can't talk.
Dispensation.
Go away.
That one passed me by.
What if the case is treated as murder?
Then they'll say my machine was the murder weapon, and they'll be able to pour over it as much as they like. If they examine it in detail, they'll find out how it's made, and then they'll be able to copy my idea. My precious hypothesis will be stolen. The machine must be protected from that at all costs. That's why it's imperative that the whole incident is shown to have been an accident in tomorrow's trial.
Ah, I see now.
I don't.
That makes sense.
So
I guess.
solving a murder versus intellectual property.
The original Walt Disney.
So in short, there was a terrible accident at the Great Exhibition Showground yesterday.
Yes! Or rather, no, the devil is in the details. Strictly speaking, there was a terrible explosion.
Sounds the same to me.
You were demonstrating super high voltage instantaneous kinesis, weren't you? How fascinating!
Humans, like all matter, are made up of particles that are held together by electrical bonds. So it must be possible, using a sufficiently high voltage, to break those bonds and beam particles through space. That's it in a nutshell. That's my idea. You see? That's my amazing hypothesis.
Gosh, that's unimaginably high-level science with very reverberating volumes.
Oh, but dare to imagine it! Dare to dream of such incredible technology! Just think, one moment I could be here in a cell, and the next, I could be at the Great Exhibition again!
Well, yes, that would be incredible. Probably shouldn't.
And the next, in the mere blink of an eye, I could be at the Great Parachuting Theater, say?
Parisian.
I swear to God, you do that one more time, and the possibilities are endless of your death! The whole of the vast planet would be within reach!
So, I don't get what this other person dying is, but no more hiding in wardrobes on rocky seas for 50 days? Please?
I don't really see it like that.
What do you mean, Iris?
Well, if you could travel anywhere in the world instantly, the planet wouldn't really seem vast anymore, would it? I think it would feel like it had shrunk.
My word! That's exactly right! What are the implications? What does this mean?
Shrink the planet.
Brilliant.
Oops, I caught Professor Bunny Brain really worried by the look of it.
Really, this is yet another case of just because you can, doesn't you should, I suppose.
The point is, my calculations are flawless! The science works! But without a practical demonstration, it means nothing! And that's always the finding ointment!
Because practical demonstrations cost a lot of money. Money that young scientists like you don't have.
That's exactly it, yes.
Holmesy's always complaining about it. He says the government should invest more in science.
Well, anyways, I bumped into him at the right time. I met the well-known investor, Mr. Asman.
The victim who died in yesterday's terrible accident, you mean? The full name of the man who died in yesterday's accident was Mr. Audi Asman, wasn't it?
Odie Asman. Odious man.
Odious, alright. What exactly was your relationship with the man?
He first visited me in my laboratory in Germany a year ago now. He said he wanted to invest in my immaculate hypothesis. I thanked my lucky stars!
I see. So you hadn't really known each other until then.
Money for scientific research? I'm so envious!
As far as I was concerned, the man was an angel!
Oh, really?
An archangel, even! He was prepared to fund a practical demonstration of my hypothesis for presentation at the Great Exhibition! And if that went well, I could expect additional financial support from my research from the British government! Mr. Asman provided me with money and an exceptional engineer! He produced a machine to my precise specifications!
But then your dreams were blown to dust in one enormous explosion!
As you can see, I owed everything to Mr. Asman. I would never, ever have thought of taking a man's life!
Well, he seems genuine enough. I don't think he's lying.
I think he is.
I understand Lord Van Zeeks is a friend of yours from your university days?
Yes, that's right. He was studying law while I was studying science.
What was he like back then?
A good question. Unassuming, gentlemanly, and all-around nice fellow, really.
Aw.
JK.
Sorry, I think you misheard me. I'm talking about the cold-hearted, merciless prosecutor, Barak Van Zeeks. What was he like when he was out at university?
Talk about a leading question, Ryu.
As I said, an unassuming and extremely pleasant gentleman. After all, he is a little darling of the Van Zeeks family, with all its great aristocratic origins.
I really didn't think he had quite such noble blood.
Little darling? What? What? Wait, I could say that to him?
It was a bit of a shock when I came back to Britain and learned of what he'd become. The Reaper of the Bailey, no less!
Yes, that's right.
I did hear, though, that there was a very big event in his life that completely changed him after graduation.
Really? What sort of event?
I'm sorry, but I don't know anymore. I wasn't in the country at the time. I was in Germany already.
Oh, yes, of course. He's heard all about the Reaper. Really don't have the heart to tell him that Lord Van Zieks will be the prosecutor in court tomorrow. So, Professor, let me just make absolutely sure I've understood you properly. The huge explosion that occurred yesterday, that was an accident, you're saying. You had no intent to harm the victim, who was in fact the sole investor in your work. Is that correct?
That's 2 squared is 4! I swear it! Yes, it's true that the man perished in the machine of my invention. So, I know that I'm far from blameless in all this. Still! I would never use my discoveries, my inventions, to take a person's life, in a centillion years! I'm a man of science! It's all I know! You have to believe me, please! Do you believe me? Do you believe in my hypothesis? Science is the pursuit of truth, you know? I've always believed that, all my life.
I'm afraid I don't know much about science, or your theories. But I do believe you, and I will fight to prove your innocence with all my might. I'm a man of the law. It's all I know. You have to believe me, please!
When I went to live in Germany after I graduated, I learned something very important. Nationality, class, lineage, none of that matters. As long as you try your hardest, you can achieve anything.
Who said that?
Thank you for that, Professor.
And thank you in advance for defending me tomorrow in court.
All right, Ryu. It's time! Time to visit the Great Exhibition!
Sorry?
Well, that's where the incident happened, isn't it?
Okay, I get it. That is where the incident happened. Yes, of course. Please lower the weapon. Anyways, yes, I suppose yeah. Time to investigate at last. Yes. We're going. Anyway, see you tomorrow, buddy. We're going before I get shot at. Bye.
Bye. By the way, I had no prep time. I hope that was all.
Oh, that's fine. Okay. Okay. 22nd October, the Great Exhibition Grounds, foot of the Crystal Tower. I drank water. The show grounds are a little too big for my liking. I've been walking around in dense crowds for 2 hours now. Felt myself swooning 3 times.
There are a lot of people, aren't there? I've almost been trodden on 3 times too.
Be careful, Virus. Don't let go of my hand. Finally made it through the throngs, though, by the look of it. Here we are underneath the public experimentation stage where the explosion happened yesterday. Something's happening. What's that? I can hear voices from up on the stage. It sounds like an argument. Hey!
What'd
God. Right. Crap. I completely have no prep time. Right. I've had it with you this time. I'm warning you. I'll arrest you in a minute.
Oh yeah? Go on then, Spectre. Give me a shot. You ain't got no evidence, and you know it.
Real quick, did everybody voice a character yet? Like,
I don't know about.
Well, I had Gina, and you want to take Gina?
Like that's what I'm thinking. Is like, I just want to be fair with the rules. So,
Go ahead.
So Dan, do you want to take Gina?
Very well. What?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Do you
just-
want her?
I'm having you take on someone specific here, but if you want Gina, go ahead.
It's up to the streamer. 9. What do you want me to do?
All right. Who wants to take Gina? You got 3 seconds. Otherwise, UA's gonna take it again.
Going once, going twice.
All right. No one wants Gina. All right, UA.
All right.
Sold.
We ain't got no evidence, and you know it.
Wait, I know those voices. I'll do it. Chat.
I'll do it.
Keep your little mouth on young lady, or the night in the stars will teach you some manners.
Just try it, I dare ya. If you want the bag of chips ran down your throat. Yoo-hoo! Gracie, what are you doing up there?
Oh.
Ah. Wah.
It's you! Here! You're here! Here you are, your ladyship! How are you, your ladyship? I do hope you're well, your ladyship.
Does that make her 3 times a lady?
I'm not well at all. It's far too busy everywhere. I wanted to ride in a balloon, but there was a 3-hour queue.
Unbelievable! I'll go have a word. What, ladyship? You'll be flying as a kite in no time once I pull some strings for you.
Tobias Gregson, an inspector.
Where did the lights go?
Inspector at Scotland Yard. Don't worry about it, man. Until recently, was suspended from duty, but it would appear he's back in action now. He's actually quite well known.
Because of the fifth case in the last game.
Right. That. He's actually quite well known, appearing as he does in the adventures of Sherlock Holmes.
Who are you talking to? Where are the lights?
And for that reason, he can't say a word wrong to the story's author, Iris.
Hey.
But there are limits, surely. Oh, there should be.
Watch it, sunshine!
Sorry, you're not supposed to talk in this segment, what?
What gives it? Tell me you're on this case.
Yes. I'm acting for the defense. Hello, Mosquito. You're back on my pop bill.
So we're here to investigate.
Dear me, that's the situation, is it?
Is it really that trouble?
A measly 5 bob? Is that all you got? You're a lawyer, ain't ya? You can stand to carry a bit more copper around your pockets, Mr. Naruto.
Hey, that's my last bit of money, spending money, that is.
Why now? You can have it back, but I'll have to charge you for all the bother. 3 bob.
What? No. Give me back the money. This is Gina Lestrade, a pickpocket, diver, born and bred in the East End of London. In the case that led to my own suspension 6 months ago, this is the young girl I was defending in court. By the way, I haven't taxed you for my defense, so I guess you gotta give me that coin back.
What's the problem, Otto? Diver? Pickpocket? What's with all the name calling?
Why are you people hearing what I'm saying? You're not supposed to.
You want a bag of chips rammed down your throat and all, do ya?
I thought you were proud to be a diver, Gina. You were just arguing with Inspector Gregson about it, weren't you? I assumed you'd be up to your usual tricks here at the showground.
That ain't no way to talk to a lady, Otto. Half a year's a long time. People can change. I'm an apprentice now, learning to be a Scotland Yard detective.
Oh.
So you have to call me what everyone else does. It's Inspector Lestrade now.
Inspector? That badge is homemade, surely.
Oh, yeah, the inspector part isn't entirely. Because you're an idiot. You're in training.
Ow, the mosquito bit me.
Good. For what it's worth, anyways, investigating is off the cards for us all.
What's What's that supposed to mean?
Right, well, I'll be back up top. You hold on the fort down here, alright?
Right, sir.
Stupid kid.
This raises a lot of questions right now. All right.
If you've read the original Sherlock stories, Gina becoming a detective would not surprise you because, well, in the original stories there was a Inspector G. Lestrade, a male, but yeah.
Oh, nice.
Foreshadowing.
It was 8 months ago now that I first encountered Gina in connection with the case I was working on. At the time, she was living in East End with a group of other orphans. She helped all of them survive by pickpocketing. Then she got embroiled up in murder. I had to look at it was now
Quite a lot of time to think of prison. I realized I couldn't go on like I was. The diving wasn't working out. Oh, I'm so pleased to hear it, Ginny. Well done.
So, you went from being a pickpocket to a detective?
You got it. Good, isn't it? Inspector Lestrade. Sounds like something out of a book, eh?
Talk about a sea change.
And then there's Iris's old man to think about.
Iris's father.
Yeah, I promised her, didn't I? Said I'd get all the police forces around the world to pull out all the stops looking for him.
Oh! Just a small promise then. Nothing serious.
Oh, Jenny, you're so sweet. So anyway, that's how I came to have to go at a test for Scotland Yard. Only trouble is, I don't read so well, do I?
Just a small problem. Nothing serious. You can learn.
And that's when Helmsy approached Grexy and asked for help. So the inspector said he'd take full responsibility for Jenny and made her a sort of apprentice.
That was very don't, I can do this. A very magnanimous of Inspector Gregson and brave. Yay!
Boo.
Well, you know, Helmsy, he enjoys finding ways to make people do what he wants.
The great detective likes digging for dirt in other... Of course, another thing.
So, long and short of it is, if you got questions about the case, you can ask Inspector Lestrade.
Right then, Inspector. Actually, there's still a big mystery surrounding Gina.
Oh, what be you? What?
Well, 6 months ago, Gina was the defendant in a trial prosecuted by the Reaper. A trial in which she was found not guilty. And yet, here she is still.
Come on, you're not still on about that, are you? The Legend of the Reaper, whatever it's called. Cole, you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry, Odo.
If I didn't have to worry, there probably wouldn't be a whole lot of you left.
It's like I told you before, innit? The Reaper's kind of like him upstairs, so he knows what I'm like on the inside. That I ain't really done nothing wrong.
Nothing. Might be stretching a point.
What about Mr. Natsume in Japan? He's perfectly fine, isn't he?
Well, that's true. Perhaps the Reaper is more discerning than I thought.
Exactly! So I ain't worried! I'm totally fine! Cool, it was out of this world, what it was. Brainy Blood pulled a bunch of levers in his machine and suddenly started billowing smoke. Then it just went pop! I ain't seen a better experiment here yet.
Okay, I know the mic didn't catch this, but when you said pop, there was a firework happen outside. Just thought y'all should know.
Nice.
4th of July, let's go.
Let's go. Time
Yay,
for a whole...
first
Not
of
even the 4th
July.
yet.
Wait, what?
Time for the next 3 months to be fireworks around here. Yay!
3 months?
Yeah. Sorry?
Time for the next 3 years.
You mean, you saw it, Ginny? With your own eyes? Yeah, of course. Boss is in charge here, ain't he? Keeping everything running smooth, I mean.
The boss being Inspector Gregson. Takes some getting used to.
So all I have to say is that I'm on duty, and I can do whatever I wanna. Get this! I was up in one of them flying balloons when it happened, watching it from above.
Oh no!
No! You're so lucky, Jenny! Maybe I should join Scotland Yard too! Yeah, do it! You know how to put the boss in his place already, right, Iris? You have no trouble at all. It's settled. When do I start?
No, no, no. You can't join Scotland Yard, Iris.
We'll see. Anyway, what I don't understand is this. If the machine exploded so spectacularly, how could Professor Bunnybrain still be claiming that his experiment was a success? Oh, right. Well, it was a success, in a way.
He got to the place, but he just died. It was? How can it have been? Surely after the whole machine blew up, and no one could call the experiment a success.
It's like I said, it did sort of work. I mean, yeah, there was a lot of smoke and that whopping big bang. Where'd you think they found the victim's body, eh? In the crystal tower over there.
What? In the tower? You know, like I called. Just smashed through.
You can see for yourself, can't you? Up there on the scaffold. Oh, where all the glass is broken, you mean? Yeah, the cage what the victim got into start with. Where they take it, painting through the air or whatever, and landing all the way over there. So, you see, it did kind of work, didn't it?
What? I don't believe it.
I mean, I don't get the ins and outs of it, but anything's possible, right? With science. Oh, I tell you what, look at how this. It's a plan of the experiment they drew up at the yard.
Are you sure?
Yeah, go on. I had 3 bob off a year before, so fair's fair.
Yes, I didn't actually give that to you, did I? I thought you took that away from you, you know? No more pickpocketing, you know? Sketch of the experiment has been entered to the court record.
Yes, old habits never die.
Old habits. Something Inspector Gregson said before seemed a little strange.
I'm not reading this again because it's a flashback.
Yes, naughty old Grexy ran off after that without explaining yourself. That line fits.
I know exactly how I'm editing that.
Alright, that. Boss said no one's allowed to investigate that weird machine what blew up yesterday. Well, that's not fair. We're representing the defendant.
In that case, could you at least tell us what you've learned from your investigations?
Nah, you ain't getting it. We ain't allowed to investigate neither.
Why?
Or did the boss call him again? The forensic investigation team, I think? Anyway, apart from the landlord, no one's allowed to lay a finger on the scene. Bit funny, ain't it?
So even Scotland Yard's own detectives can't investigate. Yes, I've never heard something like that before.
I thought I could have a gander on the quiet though, but the boss called me at it. Probably heard him giving me an earful about it before from down there, did ya? It's not plain fair!
I think you were giving him as much of an earful back as I remember it.
Yeah, well, sometimes I think it's them chips what make him so stubborn. You say something to him, Otto. Go on, see if you can get through to him.
I don't think I can, Gina, but... He's up on the platform above us, isn't he? Is he? Where the machine that exploded is.
We could try, can't we, Ryu? Gracie will listen to us. I think you have to examine the stairs to get there.
Awesome. I mean, Iris, correction. He'll listen to you. But these stairs obviously lead to the stage above. We should go up there and investigate the exact spot where the experiment was being conducted. 22nd October, exhibition grounds experimentation stage. So that's it, is it? The machine that blew up.
Oh, it must have been a magnificent explosion, and I've seen my fair share.
Seen things like this before, you mean?
Of course! Hunsy's always doing experiments that end in a bang. In fact, his own words, explosions are the very essence of chemistry.
Ah. Might explain the smell of burning that frequently comes wafting up the stairs.
One time he made something that exploded with such force it took the roof off the building. I wish you'd been there to see it, Ryu.
It's hard to get too excited about that I now live in the roof and on the couch.
Well, anyway, that's about enough of that. It's time to investigate.
Ah, look! Inspector Gregson is over there. He seems to be deep in thought about something, whilst eyeing up the machine carefully. With his non-existent neck.
Really? He just looks confused to me.
Oh, that looks high. Wonder how I did.
It ripped itself apart magnificently, didn't it?
Magnificently and mercilessly.
So someone stands in the middle of the machine to be disassembled, and then beamed through the air.
Yes, beamed. Not blasted. That's the point.
Yes, that part's crucial, really. Is something like that even possible, though, Iris?
Oh, Ryu, I'm just a child. How should I know?
You know a lot of things. You might as well be like 30 years old mentally. Child when it suits you.
Mm-hmm. From what I can tell, I think if you were to pull this lever here...
Don't touch that!
That was practically instantaneous kinesis the way you flew over just now, Greg, see?
Please, your ladyship, I didn't mean to startle you, but I can't let you touch anything up here.
So sorry. You can have some of my latest special blend to make up for it. You don't have to inhale it.
Ah, wonderful. This stuff really is wonderful.
Just like old times. Is? Well, representing Professor Harebrain in court tomorrow, Inspector.
I didn't ask.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Get out.
But we should be allowed to examine the scene.
No. Listen, Sunshine. Even I'm not allowed to touch anything up here. It's a blasted special dispensation for scientific equipment not complain. It's driving me potty.
Oh yes, that special dispensation. Professor mentioned that.
More red tape's all we need. I don't know what the government thinks is playing at sometimes.
But we're allowed to just look, aren't we?
Huh?
Surely that's all right, isn't it, Greg C?
No. Your ladyship, anything to see, your ladyship, but please don't get your dainty hands dirty, will you?
Don't worry. We wouldn't dream of touching anything, would we, Ryu?
Yeah. Of course. Whoops. And he just trips. Whoops. She really knows how to get what she wants.
Stop looking at me.
Nah, I'm gonna keep talking to you.
Ah, blimey.
Using high voltage electricity to somehow dismantle a man's body, and then beam him across the crystal tower. It's an extraordinary thing to attempt, especially in public.
True. That was by far the most unusual of the experiments planned for the exhibition mind.
To be honest, I'm a bit surprised it was allowed. Carrying out something so dangerous with so many specters present, I mean.
Spectators.
Spectators.
The government's doing everything it can to promote new science and technology at the moment.
Someone say specters?
They're more worried about being ahead of the game than the odd spot of public safety infringement.
I may have, Mega.
The chief of the Spectres.
If they can be the first to develop some new technology, it makes Britain more powerful in the future, see?
Yes, I suppose that's true. In a way.
All the powers that be are placing a heavy emphasis on scientists' rights at the moment.
What sort of rights?
Non-existent rights.
Are making it so that any theories the brains have remain their legal property, as it were. Right through development it into practical idea and even going into production. Which is the infuriating reason us coppers aren't allowed to touch this crime scene. Because the new highfalutin special dispensation for scientific equipment act forbids it. God, I hate that long name.
I see now.
Oh, it seems I appear to be lacking. The only people with permission to investigate here are some kind of brand new department at the yard. The forensic... Oh, yes, this is a very good investigation thing, whatever. I don't know, because it's lagging so hard. Yeah, we've been relegated to keeping guard.
The forensic whatchamajig and letting it keep going. I'm going to assume it means the forensic investigation team.
Any old fool can see that this heap of scrap metal was a sham to begin with. That's because it says scientific equipment on the paperwork. We can't do a flavor drink with it.
Poor Greg, see? He's very head up, isn't he?
Stop staring at me.
No, I'm gonna keep talking to you. Remind me again, what's this new legal act that means we're not allowed to touch the scene here?
You're getting off my crime scene. Are you having that with me, Sunshine? It's a special... I'm not gonna say it again because you're annoying me.
Alright, that's fair.
SDSC Act. Yes. I think Halsey mentioned that recently, with a real twinkle in his eye, as I remember.
I'm sure he did, your ladyship. I'm sure he did. Passed especially for this great exhibition it was. All scientists have to do is present their ideas or inventions to some students in the civil circus. And if it gets their rubber stamp, that's guarantee of rights to maintain their invention's confidentiality.
What does that really mean?
Think about it. Think about all the world's all on here. The stream's lagging so hard. Hold on.
Hold on, do you want me to...
On your end, luckily.
Yeah.
Think about it. Think of all the world-changing new inventions on display every day at this exhibition.
Right. Stupid. It's my voice. Oh, God, who was that? Help. Although a good half of them are a load of cobblers, if you ask me, before by shammers like yourself and that other guy that thinks he can be me or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's crazy how apparently you have like two voices at once. That's actually
I
pretty
know.
impressive.
The other one should shut up.
Maybe I don't think you should, but okay. Thanks for that. Yes.
Oh, I love how absurd some of the inventions here are. It's all so fun.
It might be fun to you, but a member of the force has to be present at every single demonstration. Can you imagine, eh? Hang science! That's what I say!
Oh, I don't think so. That sounds like my dream job.
You'd soon think otherwise after spending a day guarding all these shammers. Bogus contraptions.
So you're calling Iris's contraptions bogus?
Yeah.
I actually did not think you would say that so readily.
Well, it's the truth. I don't let her hear that. All right, hold on here.
Wait.
Your ladyship, it was a joke. Don't do it.
That's better.
Blimey.
Okay. Anyways, if they're all bogus, how can anyone hope to demonstrate them? That'd be no point.
Yeah, well, there is a point, sadly.
Sorry?
Thanks to another of our government's bright ideas, any theory or invention is deemed to show potential. The government hands out a research grant.
The scientists get funding?
Exactly. And that's what they're all after. All these shammers coming from far and wide to clog up Hyde. And who has to keep them all safe, eh? Who has to smile politely and walk on them? Us coppers, that's who. You can see why I say it now, can't you? Science, hang it!
Oh, if I can see your point.
Stop staring at me.
I'm going to keep talking to you one more time, man. So apparently, Professor Hairbrain lives and works in Germany now conducting his research.
That's right. Came back to Britain especially for the Great Exhibition, as I understand it. Probably after one of the government research grants.
Actually, we learned something else about the professor earlier today. About
I don't care.
Well, about his time in further education. It turns out he was at university with someone we both know. Well, I don't even know why I'm saying this, either. Lord Van Zeeks.
Eh? What's that? That's news to me. But if Van Zeeks meant the prosecution, then as the accused, the professor's fate is...
Deal? Because the Reaper will get him one way or another.
Blimey, the man's beyond me. I don't know what goes on in that head of his. Talking of Van Zeeks, this morning papers ran the story of him being attacked. Read that?
Oh, yes! There's a fly in here.
Blimey!
Oh, yes, but Mr. Reaper is completely fine. Nothing to worry about.
Iris, you good?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Your voice went deep.
Yeah, right. Glad to hear it. Damn. Still, the Reaper. How long's that business gonna keep up, I wonder?
I'm sorry, sir.
Stop
I'm going to talk to
staring
you
at
again.
me.
I'm going to keep staring at you. The victim of this case, the investor, Mr. Asman, who was another of the Reaper's victims. Or so I heard.
I honestly could care less.
I know you couldn't, but you're going to still talk to me about it anyway.
Lord Barak Van Zeeks is a top-class prosecutor. But even he can't always push the right verdict through. Sometimes justice can't wait.
Yes, I've heard about jurors being bribed and evidence being falsified. That's how the notion of the Reaper of the Bailey came about, isn't it?
Obviously, Scotland Yard suspected Van Zeeks initially. We all assumed he was taking matters into his own hands if he failed to seal the deal in court.
Although the man himself denies that charge.
Well, we've done a very thorough investigation, and the conclusion we reached is that Lord Van Zeeks is in no way related to the deaths of those people outside of the courtroom.
Yes, Bunny's holding fish and fries. Hello.
There's no question in my mind. I stake my reputation on it, I would.
But if that's true, then how do you explain it? All those defendants couldn't have just coincidentally died if nobody killed them.
I know that, but I can't explain it. It's a mystery after all, isn't it? That's the whole point of the Reaper.
Professor Hairbrain mentioned something else. He said that at university, Lord Van Zeeks was a totally different person. Easygoing and kind.
You what?
He said that it was after they both graduated that something happened to change the man. Have any idea what it was?
No clue.
Really?
Look, I've got my hands full watching over this frustrating crime.
So you do know something and you don't want to tell me. Alright, that's fine.
Why don't you go and make a nuisance of yourself elsewhere, eh? Stop
fine.
staring at me.
Fine, I won't stare at you anymore. Jeez. Considering how badly damaged everything is, Professor Hairbrain was lucky to escape unscathed, I think. We should have a good look around the machine while we can, I think.
Touch anything and I'll make sure I kill you before you get strung up myself, you hear?
And you're laughing at that notion.
Nice strips. Stop staring at me.
I won't touch a thing, I promise. So please, spare a thought for your digestion. Anyway, Do you really think this machine could actually disassemble people like the professor claims? I've asked that before.
Yes, looking totally incredulous. Give it a rest, Sunshine. If we were allowed to examine all this bleeding scrap metal, maybe we would have been answered that question. But we can't, can we?
Because of the annoying rules, you mean?
Exactly! The annoying, obstructing, flaming rules!
Oh. Look at the base of the machine there.
Oh yes, there's a tool of some kind poking through the wire mesh.
Excuse me.
It's a screwdriver, I think. With the letter A.
Oh, it's a lovely one. The handle is in the shape of a capital letter A.
A.
Hey.
No one. Well, I got 1% right. So that's good. It is? Oh, yes, you're right.
What's the matter with you? Don't touch anything I say! Touch anything I'll make sure I kill you or you gotta suck myself.
Well, guess what? You're gonna have to kill Iris. I bet you're not gonna do that, so we're fine. Anyways, I understand. Sorry. You touched it. What? What's gonna happen? I get shot?
But Greg say I'm very curious about this screwdriver. Really very, very curious.
What's gonna happen? I
Oh,
get shot in the back
bloody
of the head by some sniper over by the tower over there?
Yes.
Then by who? You?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry, sir.
Of course, your ladyship. You're so clever, your ladyship. Fancy spotting something like this. But I'm afraid I can't let you.
But Ryu found it first.
I assure you, I'll investigate it thoroughly.
He's gone off with it.
Huh, that was very mean. I'm afraid Inspector Gregson is going to make a very clumsy and embarrassing mistake in next month's installment now.
Oh,
Bloody hell.
Gregsy. But he said he'd investigate with us, and besides, we could just investigate, which I'm guessing we're done. There are all sorts of strange buildings here in the Capitol Exhibition grounds, aren't there?
Capital Exhibition?
Capital punishment?
There are all sorts of strange buildings here in the Great Exhibition grounds, aren't there?
The Great
Whoopsie
Excavation.
me. Exhibition Capital, let's go. I seem to remember something similar being exhibited in Japan at one time.
Oh, in your country, Ryu. I do wish I could go see it. I'd present a particularly steely samurai with the president of one of Holmes's stories I read especially. And see if I couldn't get Holmes to jam against some Bartitsu master ninjas.
I wonder what that's a reference to.
You might not find as many of those sorts of people around as you think.
Well, you will in 200 years.
100.
Shut up.
Oh, well, that's dull.
Oh, but I do know a prosecutor with a No, don't. I can remember. With a Chonmage top knot.
Chonmage.
I was gonna say, damn it. UA.
Chonmage top knot I could introduce you to.
Chon
A Chonmage? Really? Do you think I can have my picture taken with him? Do you?
Assuming he's recovered from the trim Cosmo gave him a year ago, yes.
No! I'm not even in this country.
And then all of a sudden, he's just at the rim, holding a gun, pointing it at Ryunosuke. He pulls the trigger, and then Ryunosuke wakes up, and then he looks and sees him standing over him, has a gun in his hand, pulls the trigger, he wakes up.
Die!
Now they're stuck in a loop of purgatory.
Final destination kind of stuff.
That amazing horn-shaped device is pointing towards the Crystal Tower. I suppose once people are disassembled by the machine, they're shot out of that thing to wherever they're going.
I don't think it was supposed to shoot anything, Ryu.
It's a laser.
It was set up to beam people to the Crystal Tower where they'd be reconstructed in their original form.
Well, I don't like the look of it. If it was as amazing as it looks, the accident wouldn't have happened in the first place, of course.
I suppose that's true, yes.
But nothing ever goes according to plan, does it?
I'm staring.
We're done
Don't
here,
present
right?
anything to me. Leave me alone.
What about
Present-
what about Gina's thing?
What in bloody blazes are you doing with that magnifying glass? Blimey.
Do we show him the paper or are we done?
Examine whatever you want.
Well, we already did, so... Well,
Yeah,
nothing
get
wrong
out.
with
Go
it.
back to Gina and present stuff. Move.
Oh, wait, right. How do I get back?
Will you get off my crime scene?
I can't get back.
Get out of here.
Whatever. As a detective, what do you make of this?
Personally speaking, get out of here.
Understandable completely. Have a wonderful day.
You
Get
did
out.
present the newspaper, right?
Inspector, have you read this paper?
Yeah, 2 unwelcome blasts back to back. This one's at the exhibition, and the Reaper getting attacked.
I know. Terrible news to wake up to, wasn't it?
I tried to pretend I hadn't read it. Turned over for another 40 weeks. Thanks to that, I was laid up and got roasting from the soup.
Some mornings are like that, aren't they?
Okay.
Well, alright.
Get out of here.
Fine, I'll get out.
Try just moving somewhere else.
Why do I keep pressing present? It's like, oh yeah, the move. Okay, Hi, Van Zeeks. Don't mind me. I have to literally go back. Bye. Oh, just I didn't really examine here.
Ah! It looks as though somebody dropped something behind that tree just there.
Dropped? Or hit? What is this? Some part of the machine that exploded?
Maybe. It could have fallen off from the platform above in the blast, perhaps. What's going on here?
Oh, nothing. I think I'll hang on to this, just in case. Mysterious contraption has been entered into the court record.
Damn it.
Oh, look! What's this? A ripped up piece of cloth.
It's not like any fabric I've ever seen before. It's very thick and stiff. Looks extremely durable.
It's canvas, I think, with some sort of rubber backing. And the edges appear to be a bit charred as well.
Maybe that means it had something to do with the explosion.
Let's make a note of it while Jenny's mid-yawn.
The piece of green cloth has been added to the court record. For some reason, the ground is damaged in this spot. Look, almost as if there was a fire here or something.
Yes, if you look closely, there's some scattered ash and burnt embers too.
Well, I suppose there was a big explosion just above here. People probably wouldn't bat an eyelid at a small fire like this would have been.
I'm not sure we English are quite that laid back, Ryu.
Well, who knows, Iris? We're probably
Examine.
all just weird.
That's why the cover ever know about after his instant kinesis or whatever they call it. Dead, of course.
And yet they're calling the experiment a success?
What's this wooden scaffold there for? The coppers, our lad, set that up after the incident happened.
Yeah, let's just casually build this thing to get up here. All right.
To get the body down, I think. Dunno, really.
Didn't you help to erect the scaffold then?
Nah, lookout duty's more my thing. Wandering around the exhibition and keeping a lookout for the fun stuff.
Mind Gregson doesn't hear you saying that, but he'll give you the boot. It's incredible, though. I mean, would the victim really have bridged that gap by some sort of invisible kinesis? There we go.
Ryu, listen!
What? What is it? Ow, my knee.
I've been thinking. Holmesy might know something, might he?
Of course he would. Iris, he's Sherlock Holmes. He knows everything. He just won't tell us. But sure, about what?
About Miss Reaper!
Iris, I think this is a bad idea about to happen, but, about what happened to Lord Van Zeeks? It sounds like something very significant occurred after he graduated from university, and the fact that maybe he just absolutely despises Holmes. And I guess also Holmes? I don't know. But anyway, something that completely changed his life. Maybe, but I have no idea where to find Mr. Holmes at the moment. He's in the middle of some big case, isn't he?
Here, this is what you need.
What's this? Some kind of entrance ticket? Madame Two Spells. Is this supposed to mean something to me?
You don't know it? It's the most popular attraction in London at the moment. It's very close to Baker Street, actually. We could go now if you like.
No. We don't have time for visiting attractions today, Iris. We have a big trial tomorrow.
Oh, that's where Holmesy is.
What? At this popular London attraction?
Yes!
Rather than spending time with me and you here at the expedition?
Exhibition!
Alright, whatever. English is hard. Exhibition. Oh my god. Alright, fine. How is it that you know where he is, though?
Holmesy told me, but he told me to keep it a secret from you, Ryu.
Then why did he want to keep it a secret from me? Madame Two Spells. See how it could be related to the case we're investigating here, but then stranger things have happened. They happen. Mr. Holmes is usually at the heart of them. Alright, Gina, we're gonna see you later. I'm gonna go punch a detective in the face.
Although no one has any comments to that. Just going to go and assault the great detective.
Yeah. 22nd October, Madame Two Spells, Museum of Waxwork. What is this place? Look at all these terrifying scenes. But why are all the people still? Who are those murderers? Know what I'll be dreaming about tonight.
They're all wax models. They're amazingly realistic, aren't they? What do you think, Ryu? Shocked?
Wax models? Ah! I read about dead bodies and wax once in a magazine about strange phenomena. Depending on how corpses are kept after death, parts of them can turn to wax. Apparently, it's called adipoker.
Stop talking about creepy things like that, Ryu. You're scaring me. Anyway, adipocere doesn't form readily.
Ah!
It's only very specific. Ah! What now?
I've just remembered something else I read in another magazine about strange phenomena. There was an old lady, maybe a witch, who used to pour molten wax over corpses and put them on display.
None of the exhibits here are real. They're all entirely man-made replicas.
They can't be. Do you really expect me to believe that? Just look at them.
Oh!
There's no way anybody could make models of people that are this realistic. And they're all such gruesome scenes. Wait.
What is it?
Excuse me, Iris. I have someone to punch.
Oh, this is. I can't wait for this. You wait.
Oh no. Must be seeing things. Someone's dead. Is this an arm?
It looks like an arm, doesn't it? Maybe one of the waxwork models has fallen over.
You don't think it could be the work of one of the mass murderers in here, do you?
Me, you! Stop scaring me!
Wax arm? Or a real one?
Come on, you're always pointing that finger of yours in court. Poke that arm now and see how it feels.
No! Objection! No! Hearsay!
By the way, there's a stepladder in here.
Wait, there is? Why didn't you inform this of me?
Oh, that's a funny place for a little ladder.
Oh.
What is it? Is something wrong?
No, it's just that in Japanese, you have a totally different word for a ladder that folds in half like that.
We do in English too, you know. It's a stepladder or just steps. So be careful making assumptions about other cultures, Ryu. That's how wars are started.
Yo. I didn't realize stepladders were an international point of contention. But the writer makes an astute point. You know what? No, I'm gonna punch you now. Holmes! It's the great detective, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. Mr. Holmes was his own wax statue in here. Really?
Well, he is world famous after all.
It's an uncanny resemblance, isn't it? My skin crawled to look at.
I know!
So what you're saying is I can punch this and make sure the head comes clean off and I won't be charged for murder?
But look, Ryu, you can kick this Holmesy and he doesn't move a muscle.
Yo, please!
Boosh!
Can't go around kicking the exhibits, Iris. Wait. It just moved, I'm sure. And not just a little bit either.
Really? Did it?
Iris. And look closely. There are beads of sweat on the face of this waxwork model. Shall we move on, Iris? Over there, look. There's a great murder scene to enjoy. Much more appealing, absolutely.
Hold it! My dear fellow, I take exception to your recoiling in such a manner as if you've seen something truly abhorrent!
Well, Mr. Holmes, that's how I could get you to talk, by ignoring you. I knew it. I'm not even gonna say your name.
Iris, what possessed you? I strictly forbade you from divulging my temporary waxwork secret to Mr. Naruhodo!
Temporary waxwork? What do you mean?
And that kick! Could you not have exercised a little more restraint? You winded me! But Ryu has something he needs to ask you. And he wanted to punch you anyway. So I saved him the trouble.
I appreciate
Question.
I like how that's the thing you ask and not the punch. Yeah, you know, that's usual, whatever. I'm used to it.
And I thought you'd probably be getting bored too. So here we are. Well, I can't deny that your timing was impeccable. A mere 2 minutes more of being stationary like that. And my great brain upon which all my success has been built would have turned to wax.
Thank goodness we arrived in time then, apparently.
Indeed, in many ways, the pair of you just saved the world from an unimaginable loss. Oh, Helmsy, you do like to talk nonsense, didn't you?
He could know something. True. About Lord Bantiques. Happened in the past to change him. But he's not gonna tell.
Now that you're here, let's make our time. Let's take our time. How can I be of assistance? For your own luck, I'm suddenly quite taken with the idea of conversing.
Oh. Well, actually, I'm in quite a hurry.
And if my eyes don't deceive me, I believe something is afoot within the walls of this very museum. A most fascinating case, if I'm not mistaken.
You better not be talking about that on. Really?
Moreover, I have a strong suspicion that it's related to the matter about which you've come to me now.
That arm is a wax statue of the guy. But how could it be?
We shall speak again presently, my dear fellow. But for now, I must return to my work.
What work? Back to being a temporary wax work exhibit. Say you were in the mood of conversing, now talk to me. What is this place?
Madame Tuspels came from London from France 3 years ago, I understand. Since she opened up this little waxwork museum last year, it's enjoyed a great popularity in London.
There are museums like this in Japan too. But these displays are something else. I mean, aren't made from actual real people, are they?
The extreme realism of these waxwork models is a particular secret of the Tuspels family, they say. They earned renown during the French Revolution for waxworks of victims of the guillotine.
Sounds grim.
The gruesome scenes were portrayed with such realism in the expressions of the faces of the condemned. Apparently, sculptors who would make the models directly from the corpses right there at the site of the executions.
Atta! That really turned my stomach.
That's just one of several legends about the Tuspels family. Whether there is any truth in it, I couldn't say. But anyway, this museum houses models of famous people from all over the globe. Nevertheless, the most popular area of the museum by quite some margin is this House of Horrors.
House of Horrors?
Of course, visitors' numbers are dwindling now as a result of the Great Exhibition. But people usually flock here to see the exhibits of some of London's most vile criminals at their most gruesome work. Naturally, most of the miscreants portrayed here were sent to the gallows. So they're even stiffer now than the models of them!
Have you heard of poor taste?
My dear fellow, the public live for poor taste! They yearn to be shocked!
So, the hideous exhibits in here are...
They're all portrayals of real events that actually took place!
Did the temperature in here just seem to drop?
Anyway, I advise you not to think too deeply about what you see here.
Why? Oh, he's back to being a waxwork, is he? So what if I just kick you? Alright, nothing. What do you mean by a temporary waxwork, Mr. Holmes?
Exactly what you see. I'm part of the exhibit here, catching these criminals in the act.
Really? Catching them?
Every half an hour I come in on a different killer on one of the displays and adopt a new pose to ensnare them. When members of the public come for a closer look, I offer them my hand to shake. For a shilling, I'll happily allow them to take a photograph with us.
Us? Does he mean him and the waxwork murderers and... But why? Why, Mr. Holmes?
My dear fellow, isn't it obvious? For the money!
Iris? Iris?
Yes?
God, the suspense, you could literally cut it with a knife.
Wait here. Just wait here. I know Mr. Holmes is not gonna follow me at all. He's never follows me, never. So I don't have to talk to him. You stay here. I'm gonna get some air. be right back. Just right back.
My goodness. I do believe the man has stubbed his toe. Oh my goodness.
Okay, I'm back. All right. Okay.
Are you right, Ryu? You sound like you stubbed your toe.
No, I'm fine. No, you know what? I'll let you think I stubbed my toe. Sure. Yeah, I'm fine. It's fine. You.
My goodness.
He really roared at me then. Very fitting for the House of Horrors, sure. Yeah.
So did you. As it stands, I may struggle to pay this month's rent, and I have the ravenous iris to consider.
And when would you tell us about this? When?
Oh, Holmesy, I'm so hungry.
Oh.
If push comes to shove, I shall have to ask you to do your bit, Mr. Naruhodo.
What's he threatening to rope me into now?
So, with that in mind, how about a photograph?
We live under the same roof. If I give you money that's not, like, for this situation, it's not gonna help you.
You're paying rent.
Yeah, I guess I am. Am I paying rent? The point is, it won't help you.
Reloader! Reloader!
As a special treat, you may have your pick of one of the murderers and scoundrels in here. The choice is yours.
Maybe some other time.
Huh. Remember, Mr. Naruhodo, ignore me at your peril.
Peril? 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 Really? What are you gonna do?
I will remember that.
What are you going to do, huh? You never do anything for me. Well, okay, that's a lie. But, like... Forget it. Is it just me, or did his last remark sound like a lot like... You know, whatever. He has cussed me the moment we met. Let's be real.
Well, what is it you'd like to ask me then?
Actually, it's about Lord Van Zeeks.
Ah, our friend Mr. Reaper. How did you find him? Well, I trust.
I mean, he was nice. Don't glare at me like...
To be continued. Oh.
And so I filled Mr. Holmes in about everything I'd learned. About Lord Van Zeeks, about Professor Hairbrain, about the strange coincidence that they had been at university together. So I'm wondering what it was that happened to make Lord Van Zeeks such a different person. You're not going to tell me.
I was sure that you'd know, Holmesy.
Yeah, there was something going on here in this exhibit hall. That something was afoot. And that you believed it was related to what I wanted to ask you about. Mr. Holmes? Suddenly clammed up. He's probably being a waxwork again.
Well, it seems we've reached the unavoidable... Remember when I was asking about people having what people could do, what accidents, and I said French Solia?
Oh my.
French?
Yep.
French.
Guys,
Sorry, not that.
French.
Guys, I can't.
Oh.
Well, whether or
French
not you use an
Solia
accent,
Sola.
this one's yours.
Mega,
Wait,
go
who's
for
it is?
it, or Dan. Whoever could do the French accent.
Dan, you're French,
you,
right?
you don't
We'll
have to
say-
do the French accent if you can't do it.
We'll say
not French,
French
no.
female.
No. Oh,
French
female.
female.
Oh.
Yeah, the female.
I said French Solia.
Hmm. French soul.
Oh wait, bonjour, like this one, right?
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Yeah.
Bonjour. Okay,
Yeah, French.
great. All right, I can do. I don't know why I thought of something different. Right? Greetings.
Oh no, this one sounds more like a Russian than anything. But let's go.
You're Giselle. This is Giselle.
She's dead.
She is dead. Yes.
She's dead, 9.
Did you?
She
forget that she was
died,
dead?
9.
She came back.
How
What,
can
you
you
think
come
this is
back?
murder? It's a
being
wax-
stabbed in the
It's a waxworker Giselle, and it's alive now.
You know what? I buy it.
odd attire, but okay.
Oh, hello. Where did she appear from? What's she wearing? Could she look any more mysterious?
She's a bitch.
I hope you are appreciating my museum.
Sorry? Have we? Mr. Holmes, do you know this? Not again.
My apologies. I'm Esmeralda to Spells. This is my
Esmeralda to spells.
Esmeralda to Spells. This is my museum of waxwork.
In the original version, she's Connette Roseike.
Actually,
I much prefer that name.
Of course you do.
What? You're the Madame Two Spells?
Yes, sure. Though only 26 years young, I might add.
Is that significant somehow?
I'm a madam in name only. It adds a certain je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi. I don't know what. Also, the one time they actually, every other time when people say madam, you say madame. But the one time they actually say madame, you say madam.
Damn it, 9.
I'm sorry, guys. I work.
I don't say. He's a
I'm
fairy.
sorry. I see the E. I'm thinking
Madame.
Madame.
Madam.
Dang.
Madame.
Sorry, guys.
The Hoover Dam.
Right. On all fronts.
Firstly, I must apologize for my waxworks. Or rather, one waxwork in particular.
That'll be Mr. Holmes then.
Why are you here, Susato?
Oh.
Bonjour, you see. Shush up. I was led to believe he was a great detective, but he seems unavailable to settle.
Unable.
Oh my.
Just imagine Ryunosuke backing away slowly and taking out a cross. Oh, back.
This house. Out of this house.
Out of this house.
Spirits be forsaken from this house.
From this house.
What would be the Japanese equivalent of the cross?
The cross.
Cross.
The cross.
No, they don't have like their own. Okay.
Japanese people practice Christianity too.
I didn't know if they had like their own I know they had religious practices, but I don't know if that was before.
I think
Christianity.
Yeah,
it's
they have a
either
religious
Christianity or
practice of
Buddhism.
attacking their own people. There are many varieties of Asians that will all hate
yes.
each other for some reason.
The tried and true
I just
religious
remember
practice.
that Family Guy cutaway. There's this like where it was like God introducing the Asian. It's just like, and yeah, there'll be many varieties that all hate each other for some reason.
Next
Anyway.
time you move from your designated exhibit, there will be toil and trouble.
She sounds deadly serious.
That's a problem. How am I supposed to ask Mr. Holmes about Lord Van Zix now? And knowing him, he's gonna be like, "Oh, can't say it. What are we talking about? Oh, blah, blah, blah."
Let's not forget what Helmsy said it before. About something being afoot. Right here in the museum, I mean.
Yes, I know, but
I'm so curious. I want to know what's happening here.
We got enough on our plate already. Alright, time to talk to myself. Let's go! Did you make all these waxworks, Madame Two Spells?
I did. I'm the third generation of waxwork
Artisans.
you know.
Gosh!
It was my grandmother who began the tradition in my family. Her fortunes were checkered, living through the
Checkered.
living through the turbulent
Excuse me.
times.
I have a UA to kill here. Bad.
Turbulent times of the French
She's the one who said checkerword.
Though that is when she acquired the savior faire that leads to the astonishing lifelikeliness.
Savoir faire.
Faire. I'm sorry.
UA,
All these waxworks really do look like they're alive.
Well, you might be right. I'm the one holding that.
In fact, they look more alive than Holmesy.
What you see exhibited here represents the most atrocious of London's criminal past. All the waxworks were created in the presence of the real people on which they are modeled, in the hours immediately following their executions. That is the secret to the extraordinary lifelikeliness.
That sounds terrifying.
All walks of life have similar challenges, I'm sure. To carry out one's trade par excellence, one must go to extraordinary lengths. My exhibits are a reflection of society. I create only that which the public wishes to see.
Why couldn't the public have wished for something less horrifying?
Do not fear.
Sorry?
This room is the only one in the museum with such a macabre theme. I do hope macabre theme. I do hope you'll explore. There are mottos of famous singers, actors, politicians. Something for every taste, I hope.
It was Iris who dragged me straight here. In here, come to think of it.
Sorry. Perhaps I should have eased you into things.
Whatever. What's the situation with that?
A temporary waxwork model? He approached me some days ago, see? With a business proposal.
Oh? What sort of proposal?
My dear madam, what these sparse exhibits need is the addition of a world-famous great detective.
All words to that effect. Naturally, I am well aware that Mr. Holmes is widely known in London as a talented detective.
It's great detective, actually. He is very specific about it, but you know what? I really don't care. Please say it. Please continue saying that he's only a talented detective.
Yes.
I could do this.
The creme de la creme. So I was keen.
Ooh.
I
did it.
I heard the click and tongue from UA. I heard the click.
No, it's me snapping my fingers. You got it right.
You did it.
All right, great.
So I was keen.
But you only got that right because it's the phrase in English, creme de la creme.
Actually, no, I never heard of it before.
So I was keen to come to some arrangement with him, of course. But sadly, we were unable to agree to terms.
Let me guess. Someone wanted to charge an exorbitant price for his services.
Exorbitant.
Exorbitant.
For me, £500? I will dive into your cauldron of wax at this very moment.
All words to that effect.
Mr. Holmes might have overdone it slightly with the sales pitch.
Regrettably, the museum has a shortage of funds at the moment due to unforeseen circumstances. So we came to the current arrangement instead.
Surely he doesn't really need to do what he's doing, though, does he?
I would think not, but he was very insistent.
I have a 50-shilling problem that must be resolved by the morning.
No words to that effect.
It's a pawnbroker, that's what it is. He must have had something to redeem.
Is the consulting detective work not going so? I wonder, could I ask you something?
Bien sûr.
Sure.
Sure. I'm just curious. Is anything going on in the museum at the moment? Some kind of incident, perhaps?
Whoever suggested such a thing to you?
Oh, well, it was your temporary waxwork over there who mentioned it to me a little... Oh, he's disappeared. Okay, that's fair.
A wax model is a work of art, not some tawdry object for trade.
Hello? There you are!
Even the exhibit again when you should be working. Do you wish to be melted down? Or bien?
My dear Madame Two Spells, save your reprimands. There are more pressing concerns. The wax can wait. It's our ideas about your current problem we must throw into the melting pot instead. Personally, I would advise you not to involve the police.
Why ever not?
It's turned as white as a sheet.
Because you have at your disposal a great detective, whose services you may employ for a mere 50 shillings. Though please be aware that I insist upon payment in advance.
Very well. So to see if the great detective is able to live up to his name, shall we?
Before I engage my analytical processes, I want to ask you to clarify something. What, pray, is behind the curtain?
That is the Two Spells special exhibit. There is an extra charge to see it.
Ah, the special exhibit in the House of Horrors. It must depict a serial killer then, I presume. Would you be so kind as to draw back the curtain, I wonder?
Ah, absolument none. There is nothing amiss behind there.
Absolument non.
Absolute none.
Nothing amiss, madame? What about the arm protruding ominously from under the curtain? I strongly encourage you to allow me to see what lies beyond before the situation worsens.
Yes, very well. I will draw back the curtains. But only a
soupçon.
Soupçon.
Please don't let anything pop out. Please don't let anything...
I must confess, I peeked behind the curtain earlier. The Tuspel's special exhibit is a very bleak graveyard scene indeed. And yet, somewhat surprisingly, the waxwork killer one would expect is nowhere to be seen. What does strike one, however, it's a portly gentleman lying peacefully on his back on the floor.
Is he dead? Well then perhaps, Mr. Holmes, that man on the floor is the ruthless killer himself, right?
I'm afraid not, my dear fellow. He's a perfectly ordinary London gentleman, not even a waxwork, in fact.
What?
As skillfully made as these waxworks are, they are always distinguishable from real humans. So, allow me to present my two conclusions. The first is that a sizable business transaction has been taking place in this special exhibit.
Why would you say that?
And the second is that the aforementioned transaction is linked towards serious crime.
Looks as pale as the candle wax.
I don't understand.
So, Madame Two Spells, as you've agreed to my fee, you shall now have the pleasure of seeing this famously great detective and temporary exhibit at work.
Oh, here we go!
This is the most oddest in the entire game, by the way.
All right, let's go, Mr. Holmes. What are you doing?
To begin with, we must ask ourselves what exactly is afoot here in this museum. The answer is revealed by the bundle of banknotes protruding so helplessly from your bag. In my estimation, some 200 pounds. Roughly 16 grand in today's money.
Oh,
That is all my own money.
that was so bad.
So, what does this large sum of money reveal? Ah, not as much as the involuntary glance you cast. Not as much as the involuntary glance you cast, it would seem, Madame Two Spells. Yes, the answer lies where your eyes now fall.
The English is hard.
The significance of the 200 pounds is revealed by that public notice. Waxwork for sale. Your waxwork business has hit hard times, it would seem. In short, you sold the infamous killer, the centerpiece of your special exhibit, for the sum of 200 pounds.
On.
No. Now, let us explore the next curiosity with which we are presented.
UA's death.
Who is the portly gentleman stretched out so peacefully on the floor?
I don't know.
It would appear the man has suffered a severe shock. The cause of which is clearly known to you. Unfortunately, madame, keeping secrets does not appear to be your forte. What dealt the man such a shocking blow is, of course, the 200 pounds.
What?
It would appear that you twisted this gentleman around your little finger most effectively.
What are you suggesting?
He rashly agreed to purchase the waxwork for the sum of 200 pounds. Only when he came to hand the money over did it occur to him what an extortionate amount he was paying. But the money was no longer in his hands. And the result? The scene we see before us. He collapsed in shock. Yes, the killer in the special exhibit fetched a killer price. We can only pray that the gentleman's dreams are not plagued with regret.
Well, I can't wait to shatter that. It's gonna be fun.
The question that arises then is what has become of the waxwork that changed hands? Let's consider that problem for a moment.
You cannot possibly.
What immediately strikes me about this conundrum is that young man standing over there. Who is this fellow? To find the answer, we need to only observe his neckerchief. Such as worn by a policeman as a secret sign to fellow members of the force that a crime is being perpetrated. Yes, this young man is an undercover policeman, currently investigating this museum. I know him well, in fact. It's Sergeant John Clay.
What are you talking about?
The man's quite a celebrity. He received triple accolades at last year's policing awards.
What?
Next, we turn to our attention to the old man sat before him with a particularly unsightly visage. I've been watching closely and he hasn't moved a muscle. Almost, in fact, as if he were waxwork.
What? What's you?
Your reaction only confirms my suspicions, madame.
What?
I noticed it at once, of course. Observe! The telltale sign that instantly proves whether or not this old man is waxwork is the obvious price tag. Threepence? A tragically low price, you might say. Though perhaps the going rate for aging waxworks is riddled with cracks. And yet you sold it to the portly gentleman for an exorbitant 200 pounds! The sort of plucky behavior that's sure to attract the attention of Scotland Yard. Isn't that so, madame?
I do not.
Oh,
Yes, The waxwork you sold has already been seized by the police and remains in their custody as we speak. The old man must be reunited with his grave in the special exhibit, and not a moment too soon.
Thank you, Small Whooper, for the follow. I really appreciate it. Alright, can't wait to break that too.
Thus concludes Sherlock Holmes' great deduction of this horrifying puzzle.
So, Iris, is he done talking?
He talked so much he had to take a drink.
I see I've stunned you all into silence. You have, Holmesy, you have. And you've obviously upset this young lady in the process. Her cauldron looks awfully hot.
I could just bring up one point, Mr. Holmes.
Ah, the notorious narrow-header 1 point. I'm all ears, my dear fellow.
Alright, great, because I have several more mini points. According to your deduction, then, the special exhibit featured this old policeman. So, that would mean that he's the particularly ruthless murderer, wouldn't it?
The killer policeman, Ottomole.
Sorry, what?
It was a mysterious series of murders that rattled the capital only last year. The police rushed to the scene every time only to find the culprit had disappeared into the ether. And it turned out the culprit was a policeman himself, a senior officer by the name of Ottomole.
So you mean that's who the sinister-looking old man there is supposed to be?
Indeed. It is a particularly grim face, is it not? Unforgettable, in fact. Yes, I remember that odious countenance only too well.
What? Is £200 a lot of money for a wax model?
It would be enough to afford one of the latest steam carriages, if that puts things in perspective.
So, it is quite a lot then.
Is there anything else you wish to add? Before I melt you down?
That bubbling wax is looking more and more ominous.
That smell of all that molten wax is starting to worry me.
Mr. Holmes did more or less just accuse her to her face, so I think I might have to call on your assistance here, Iris, if that's alright. To make some minor corrections to the great detective's great deductions, and of course, this is probably what he bets on me doing it too, and otherwise he wouldn't have done this in the first place, because if I wasn't there, he'd probably keep his mouth shut.
Of course it's alright. We'll soon set things straight.
Well, let's get started then, shall we? For Madame Tuspels vents her anger.
Just what I was waiting to hear, my dear fellow.
Of course, because I'm doing your work for you.
So, Madame Tuspels, in accordance with our agreement, you shall now have the pleasure of seeing this famously great detective and temporary exhibit at work.
I'm starting to think that Ryunosuke is just done with this. He's just like, I'm getting sick of this. It's every time.
I mean,
we
yeah,
go on
because like
public.
every single time, like he wants to know something with Holmes, he does not say a thing. He just avoids it and just blames him for everything. Of course he's sick and tired of it.
This is one of the weirdest ones, but it's not one of the wildest ones. One of the wildest ones is the very next one he does.
Alright, so keep going, because we read this. Much money. Alright, so where are we going? To here. Definitely not that.
By the public notice.
She definitely looked in this direction, it's true.
But I'm not sure she'd sell any of her waxworks even for £200.
Oh? Bitch?
She must pour her heart and soul into making them, don't you think? Over and above the wax. If it were me, I wouldn't sell them for anything.
For that much money, For that much money, I would. But it sounds like that makes me a bad person. But, well, anyway, I wonder if the £200 could have some other significance.
Let's follow that furtive glance again and see if there's anything else that could explain it.
I mean, there's the big guy. What's the note, though?
What's that note doing pinned on the wall there?
Oh, yes. Let's see. Dear Madame Tuspels, we've taken the prisoner from this room. The price for his safe return is £200. Have the money ready by noon on 23rd October.
What?
This is... It's just like the sort of thing that's left behind when someone is kidnapped.
Yes, it's a ransom note.
Exactly. Take that! Ahem, Holmes, shut up. The significance of the £200 is revealed by that ransom note.
Quite so. And we must congratulate these criminals on their inventiveness. Abducting a waxwork. £200 is no small ransom fee, yet you clearly intend to pay it.
The model in question has special importance, so I put them together, all the money I have.
In summary then, the £200 you have in your handbag is ransom money. Now, let us explore the next curiosity with which we are presented. Who is the portly gentleman stretched out so peacefully on the floor?
I like his voice.
What
slowly
dealt the
just
man such a
dies.
shocking blow is, of course, the £200.
So, if the waxwork was kidnapped, what does that leave us in terms of who this man is?
We could just ask him when he comes around.
I think the point of this exercise is to understand the beauty of the deduction virus.
Yes, you're right. Holmes is trying so hard, we must let him down.
I mean... wait a minute. Iris, could we actually? I mean, he's let me down far more times than I could count.
He's trying to pay rent. Exactly. Exactly.
I'm doing this not for the rent, because he also doesn't really have much money, but doing this because I don't want him killed in hot wax. There's little doubt that he suffered a shock, much seems clear, but in that case, that's Madame Tuspels trying to hide. What's Madame Tuspels trying to hide? I can read. Let's have a closer look.
So she was prepared to pay all that money to get her waxwork back again? It really must have been this very special model.
Of a mass murderer? Just how special can a model of a ruthless killer be? Well, anyway,
we could be fairly sure the man lying on the floor didn't take it.
I suppose we should leave him in peace.
Keep turning.
She's
What?
looking this way.
Keep turning.
Madame Tuspels has very long hair, doesn't she?
Yes, but you couldn't tell looking at her from the front.
Really? You know, it looks rather like a whip, don't you think? The sort of whip that could have floored the gentleman with a single crack.
That seems a little far-fetched, even for you, Ryu. She's not Shantae.
That's fair, even though I don't know who that is. But there's her hand.
This is just Madame Tuspel's right hand, isn't it?
Yes, must be. I could clearly see her left hand after all.
Oh, but wait a minute. This is a left hand as well, look!
Okay, that's creepy. Don't say such creepy things, Iris, please. Honestly, even though my voice actress that's voicing me said there's something looks similar.
And it seems very stiff, too. In fact, it's really hard.
You mean it's made of wax? Okay, take that! What dealt the man such a shocking blow was, of course, the waxwork hand.
Indeed, with a solid waxwork limb, one could deliver a very substantial blow.
How could you? The hand protruding from the bottom of your cape. It ought to be a right hand, but a closer inspection reveals that, in fact, it's a left hand.
And somewhat masculine as well. In other words, it does not belong to you, madame. It's the hand of a waxwork model.
I mean, well, technically I made it, so technically it does belong to me. Some of the visitors to my museum can be troublesome. They meddle with the exhibits and cause damage.
So you mean that arm?
Yes, this gentleman saw fit to try to remove it as a souvenir.
No small keepsake.
Like taking a whole branch of a cherry tree when you go to view the blossoms.
I'm afraid I had to teach the man a lesson.
Right. You confronted the man and tried to take him the arm back.
And the result? The scene we see before us. He was knocked unconscious. A point we may need to revisit later, but for the time being, we have our conclusion. Yes, the killer in this special exhibit has been kidnapped!
Kidnapped! That's it, just kidnapped.
The question that arises then is what has become of the waxwork that changed hands. Let's consider that problem for a moment.
Well, you can't possibly mean.
What immediately strikes me about this conundrum is the young man standing over there.
Oh, snap!
Who is this fellow? To find the answer, we need only observe his neckerchief.
What? According to Mr. Holmes, the yellow neckerchief is a sign to other policemen that some crime is underway.
A way of communicating with his colleagues without revealing his identity, yes. It's a secret that's closely guarded by Scotland Yard.
That Mr. Holmes didn't hesitate to give away, of course.
Well, uncovering secrets is in any true detective's nature, of course.
Right. Anyway, judging from Madame's Two-Spell's reaction to Mr. Holmes' deduction, I think perhaps we might not have identified the man quite correctly. I think... Oh. What the? The man has a stud sticking out of his shoulder where his arm should be.
Ah, well that settles that then.
Right. This isn't a real person at all.
His entire arm's been ripped off, from the shoulder down.
His arm's been... Of course, that ties in with what we just found out.
Take that!
Take that! Who is this fellow? To find the answer, we need only observe his shoulder stub.
No such boneless human walks this earth. Of that I can assure you.
Not with that attitude.
In other words, the man standing here, the young Sergeant John Clay, is in fact, defying all odds, a waxwork model.
I seem to remember it was you who concluded he was a real person in the first place, Mr. Holmes.
That's enough of you.
He has become quite a celebrity in London, being the winner of no less than 3 policing awards last year.
Policing!
Policing? I simply had to make a model of the man. I'm French.
Naturally! What other explanation could there be?
And it was this detective's arm that was pulled off by the man on the floor in the special exhibit, wasn't it?
Next, we turn our attention to the old man sat before him with a particularly unsightly visage.
Which you have read already.
I've been watching closely and he hasn't moved a muscle. Almost in fact as if he were a waxwork.
Well, you see, you probably
Your reaction only confirms my suspicions, madame. I noticed it, of course. Observe.
Well, yeah,
The telltale sign that instantly proves whether or not this old man is a waxwork is the obvious price tag.
Oh.
A killer policeman called Automol, was it? Was he well known?
It was all over the papers last year, but I can't say I know what he looks like. It's a very low price, though. Threepence isn't much money.
Only enough for a few measly hours of gas and Mr. Garadeb's delightful lodgings. But this is the special killer taken from special exhibit, is it? The waxwork that somebody stole from the museum and tried to ransom for £200. Is this crusty old killer policeman Automole? Really?
Perhaps we should have a good look around again and see if another idea crops up.
Well, yeah, I doubt it. I think it's the scarf that he's wearing. Oh, look.
By the way, isn't that scarf familiar?
I didn't see the scar. Look at this. The old man's tapping his foot like crazy.
He seems to be fast asleep, though.
He's tapping his foot consciously, then. So you mean...
It must be a twitch!
Never mind that. The point is, waxworks don't tap their feet.
Or twitch!
And look at his arm, too. We've seen a scarf like that somewhere else before, haven't we?
Scarf.
Oh. Wait, is this the chili guy?
No, the purple scarf, that was, with, trying to remember which one was, not Patrick and Rolla, it's, Patricia and, Patricia and,
I take that, that's the end of this.
TV.
The telltale sign that instantly proves whether or not this old man is a waxwork is the obvious twitch.
TV.
Even the most realistic waxworks do not exhibit a twitch.tv /Soliosora.
Don't.
In other words, the splendid old man is in fact a genuine member of Scotland Yard.
Slight shift in your choice of adjectives then, especially with whatever the TV is.
And there you have it. Well, Madame Tuspels.
Well, what? It was me who contacted the police and demanded that someone come in the first place. He is clearly fatigued. He is sound asleep.
Well then, what's this tag about showing a price of 3 pence?
No doubt the price tag of the muffler, which the old Bobby purchased recently at a local market. And I presume you've observed the scarf tied around his arm? Does that not strike you, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yes, the secret sign used by detectives to show that some criminal activity is currently underway.
Of course, because as you know, there has been just such criminal activity here happening. As you deduced from the very beginning, detective.
That was me, madame. What?
So, it would seem that we finally arrive at the truth.
The waxwork of the especially ruthless killer from the special exhibit has been kidnapped. Which, actually, that was just me. This is you.
And Scotland Yard are already investigating
it. You know what? I'm just gonna do it too, because it's funny.
But the
model's whereabouts remain a mystery.
Thus concludes Sherlock Holmes' great deduction of this horrifying puzzle.
With my help.
We're not involved. You're the assistant.
Go!
All sorts of people visit my museum here. Men, women, and women, young and old. Sometimes they drop in just for a short time on their way back from the pub. I welcome them all. But if anyone tries to damage my exhibits, I do not take it lightly. Anyway. Dance! Your great deduction was even more enchanting than I had ever led to believe.
It was a pleasure, my dear madame. I'm gratified that you enjoyed the spectacle.
Now pay up.
And as for your rough customer, I have no doubt he'll regain consciousness toward the end and return home. What concerns me more It's the waxwork from the special display. If it was indeed genuinely abducted.
Yes, tragically, it was.
Then I would ask you to recount to us the events surrounding the stolen waxwork. In as much detail as possible, if you please.
Very well. But after I've told you what I know, I must insist that you return to your work.
The talent of a great detective could be put to better use, I feel, but as you wish.
Wow, you actually don't like it, Holmes?
I have to pay rent.
Oh, you have to pay rent. Yep, that's a shame.
And also feed Iris. Do you want Iris to starve, RuneScape?
No, no, no.
You horrible person.
Tell us more about the stolen waxwork, please.
It was some days ago when I came in here one morning. I immediately noticed that a waxwork was missing from the special exhibit here.
It's your most prominent display, so that's why the curtains were closed.
Hence I found that the ransom note in its place.
The culprits must have broken in during the night and taken it back.
So this waxwork that was stolen, it was a model of some horrible criminal, I suppose?
Of a particularly horrible criminal, in fact. The killer who left a more profound scar on society than any other. I would say, the Professor.
Not a name I've heard of.
So, Mr. Naruhodo, it seems the circle is complete.
Sorry?
The Professor case happened around the time I was born, didn't it? Indeed it did, Iris. 10 years ago, a series of murders that rocked the capital.
10 years ago?
Yes, at exactly the time that Berg van Zieks graduated from university, in fact.
What? Surely he's not saying.
So the big event that changed Mr. Reaper's life. As you've surmised, it was the Professor case.
Who was this professor then? Hello, talk to me, please. You're actually speaking to me.
It was a series of gruesome murders that had all of London gripped in terror a decade ago. After 5 victims were killed, the man was arrested and put to death.
And now he's immortalized here in wax for all Londoners to admire and enjoy. Though, of course, he happens to be absent at present on account of the abduction.
But I don't understand. How is all this related to Lord Van Zieks?
You must first understand, my dear fellow, why it is that the Professor earned such infamy. It was due to the victims he chose, some of Whitehall's finest. What do you mean, Helmsy? Those murdered by the Professor were some of the highest members of the British aristocracy. Members of the nobility, even royalty. It sent shockwaves through the country's administration.
Members of the... Ah, wait, of course! What Professor Harebrained said. Lord Van Zieks is from a family with noble blood.
Oh gosh! It was the 5th victim that led to the Professor's arrest. The last of the killer's prey was a young noble by the name of... Clint Van Zieks.
So is Dad. No! I don't believe it! Van Zieks?
I'm sure you can piece together the rest for yourself.
I'm sick and tired of you saying his name again and again.
In the wake of his older brother's murder, the young Berg pursued a career as a prosecutor. And eventually became the Reaper we know today. And yes, older brother, not dad.
Oh, older brother, okay. Close enough. I had no idea Lord Van Zieks had such a tragic past.
Well, I'm afraid that's all I can say on the matter. For the time being, at least. After all, I have work to do. As a waxwork exhibit.
afraid I shall have to excuse myself as well.
Oh, yes, of course. It's been a pleasure. Thank you. Well, none of the predicted scenarios I've been analyzing involved you.
Well, I'm pretty sure this was me. Yeah, this is me. Well, none of the predicted scenarios I've been analyzing involved you coming to visit me here.
Oh,
It's been too long. It really has. I'm delighted to see you, Barrick.
It's been 10 years, and here we are meeting in a prison of all places.
I can't forgive myself for what happened to Mr. Asman. I just can't. I still can't believe it could happen.
Tomorrow, the court will decide.
Yes! I have a young Eastern man acting for my defense. He seems reliable enough, though. It was an accident. A terrible accident. He assures me he can prove it.
I must warn you.
Oh, I know. I've heard already. You're going to be prosecuting, aren't you?
Yes.
Since I returned to England, I've heard lots of stories. Eric, are you really...
What?
Never mind. I know that you have my best interests at heart.
My friend is on trial. I wouldn't entrust it to anybody else.
Of course. I fully understand. Thank you, Peric.
Until tomorrow, then. I'll see you in court.
he stares right at the camera. See you in court.
To be continued.
Yay!
Yay.
Yeah, a lot happened in that investigation, so... This is a very long case, by the way.
I have a question.
Yes.
Have you guys been calling him Barrick?
I say
Barrack or Baroque or Baroque, apparently.
It's Barack.
I say
Barack, yeah.
Barrack.
I say Barrick as
His
well.
name's Dutch, and also in the interviews, they also pronounced it Barack in Japanese.
Baroque.
Baroque.
You know, I don't know what I've been pronouncing it as. I probably
Barrick.
pronounce like everything.
You've been calling him Barrick.
Okay, Barrick Vanzi.
Well, guess
when,
what?
When we're discussing like English and such names, I don't think you should take the Japanese to heart.
But
It's an approximation at best, due to their
it's just I believe, anyways. You don't have to like do it.
linguistics.
I'm just putting my 2 cents. I believe it's Barack Van Zies because his name's a Dutch name, I believe.
Deutsch.
Deutsch.
Not Deutsch, Dutch.
Is it difference, Mega? Dutch.
Deutsch.
Yeah, these sections are... There is no way you're gonna be able to do court and then an investigation because they're too long. They're several hours.
Well,
There are multiple days in this. The second day investigation is, I think, even longer than the first. So, if not as
like I said, this case is the longest single case in the game.
yes, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's a very good case. It's one of my favorites in the game.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm glad we got to the case through this one episode. So.
Yeah, I know. That's just in one investigation.
Yeah. Also, I want to raise this in advance before we close out for the day. In 3 weeks, I won't be able to make it. If you're still planning on streaming, then because I'll be out of state on a camping trip.
3 weeks. What the week of what?
It's
The
July.
18th through the 22nd. The week of the 22nd, I'll be out.
Oh dang.
Okay. So I guess that
It's
day is
fine. I will
Sherlock
take
and Van
over.
Zeeks. If we meet them, is like get them day.
It's
yeah.
fine. I will take over. Don't worry. Barracks is in good hands.
So, anyways, I think
UA is gonna cancel his trip and come home.
Oh no, better yet, he'll just be like on his phone or something. Be like, "What did you?"
I'll have a laptop. I'm not sure it. Actually, I won't be able to be very loud.
You wait the second
Even
he
if
hears
I
someone
am able to
taking-
make it.
You wait the second he hears someone try to take Van Zeeks.
We're just gonna hear him very silently voice acting. What are you doing, you terrible Nipponese? Oh, crap,
No, UA's favorite thing. Every time I mispronounce a word,
he has to yell it like he's scolding a child.
It's our bits.
it's
At
hard.
this point.
But honestly, it's really not a bad. I don't know how to pronounce things. You know, Neapolitan and Napoleon.
That was a joke. That was a joke. It is Napoleon.
That one I know, but like other things. But anyways, so thank you guys. Thank you for much for another wonderful episode. Thank you all who viewed the thing, took the time. Thank you to the people who, you know, actually gave money for some reason.
I waited a week for this?
Yes,
I paid money for this?
Yeah, but you get a heartwell thank you.
I'm charging back. I want my money back.
Oh, okay. Okay. What are you doing?
I got robbed.
Odious, what are you doing?
I want several hours more gameplay. Play the entire court case. Or I'm unsubscribing.
Play the entire game 2 case 3 in one day, or I'm unsubbing. But I'm guessing this is the way.
No,
Yeah.
it's me.
Thank you. Thank
No, it was me. I forgot to donate today.
Oh, no.
No, it was me.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't have
The
said
Reaper was
anything.
me, though. The Reaper was me.
It was you. All right. Thank you. But anyways, so is there anything else you guys wanna say before I end or no?
Don't go to sleep at night.
All right, don't go to sleep at night.
I'm looking forward to see you next week.
Oh, next week is gonna be. Actually, I'm looking forward to.
Couple weeks.
I'm look. It would be the 15th. It would be the 15th because assuming we're gonna do the entire court the court day next week and then day 2 on the 15th. Can't wait till the 15th. And UA knows why I can't wait till the 15th. One of my favorite characters pops up.
Anyway.
Okay, so with that, we shall close for the night. Thank you again, everybody. Next stream tomorrow, 3 p.m. Genshin, maybe. It depends if there's actually something there. If not, maybe I might do something different. Boo? Who said boo?
Boo.
Boo.
Man,
Boo.
you're lucky I don't have voice mod equipped.
Excellent.
I don't have it equipped because it's so broken. Well, fine. Boring content then. Fine. But anyways, until the next streamer video, we'll see you all later. Bye!
See you later, boy!
What are you waiting for? Turn off the stream already.